What up, everyone? How you guys doing? It's my final day here in the States before I ship off to Japan. So, good morning. Happy Monday. Happy start to the week, everybody. It's Worlds Week. It's Worlds Week. Very excited. Lots of fun stuff incoming, including for myself. I'll be heading off to Japan pretty shortly. We got some scrims. We got some scrims coming up for World Championship. This field has a couple of people you don't usually see. We got 8-pack heavy people. We got Kjaos. We got Ironbog. We got Morris, Binteum. It's like mainly 8-pack driven. So this is actually a good view into a meta where it's shifted more towards the best 8-pack players. Ironbog in particular is a player that I told you that I think probably has the best chance to do well for 8-packs. He has all the momentum on his side. So it'll be interesting to see how he approaches things. They just finished playing a tournament, which we can show a little bit more in depth. But basically, they finished playing a scrim blocked for a mock tournament today. And that's stuff that we don't watch on stream. But the best performers today were EU and NA. Jedisor, Binteum, Dank Memes, Dishsoap. Had a little bit of a talk with Dishsoap as well last night about the meta, and I basically pushed for a tier list change, and I think he agreed with me. He was like, yeah, you know, we're not entirely he's like, yeah, it's like Chem Baron definitely is going to be the thing warping the meta. And I was like, I don't think we should keep Chem Baron down because it's hard to pilot. So if you look at the tier list, you might notice it looks really different now. And I think we talked about it for at length. So it's gonna be a little bit interesting. We still have to get to adjust a couple of small things, but for the most part, I think that looks correct based off of kind of a week of scrims and like basically some talking about things. Like I'm trying not to leak any tag, but basically we discuss things back and forth about what we think is the correct thing. Don't look at 14, 15, and 16. Uh-oh. Hold on one second. You can't just say that. I need to look at it. I need to look at that. 14, 15, and 16. Uh-oh. America's at the last 3 spots. That's not good. That is not good. Welcome to the playground. Okay. 6 violets already for Morris. Looking really good. Morris is also another player I think worth paying attention to for Vietnam. We'll see. Horrible Forge, Manazane, Gold Collector. A lot of people start off with artifacts. Bruiser +1. Will you broadcast the World's Finals? I won't be. No. I won't be. I will instead be hanging out with Mort Doge. Mort Dog's going to be hosting it. You guys should go coach. If you love coach streams, because maybe the main broadcast isn't your thing. And honestly, I want to say one thing. Actually, I have many things to say about this, so I might say more than one thing. But I think the main broadcast is underrated. It's now gone full circle to the point where before people were like, it's like popular to hate on the main broadcast, but I think the main broadcast is underrated. So if you want to enjoy some TFT commentary, you can check out the main broadcast. I think they're a lot better now. They've improved their graphics, they improved their storytelling, they have improved their knowledge. I think the one thing that they also have been trying to improve on is chemistry. I do think chemistry matters a lot, but part of it is that they have an international crew, so it's difficult for them to meet all the time, but it's been improving. But they're no Frodan. I mean, they're not me. And that's good. That's a good thing. I don't want everyone to be like, you know what the worst thing could be is if it's like every streamer sounds like K3 Soju and every commentator sounds like Frodan. We want difference. We want differences in styles. I'm gonna watch Emily's POV. Wait, is Emily gonna coach Stream Worlds? That sounds fun too. Wait, isn't Emily gonna be in Japan with me? Wait, I don't even think that's gonna be. I don't even think that's gonna happen. I might do one or 2 days of the group stage though, because it does start at 9 p.m. at Japan time. So there's a chance that I just like hop on and like, it depends on my schedule, right? Because the thing is, my schedule in Japan is very packed. They have us going down to a bunch of different stuff. Like they have us, like one day they're going to film a bunch of content with us in the entertainment district, and that's going to take the whole day. And then they want to do like a group dinner at night, and then we have to do some like training lab thing. So if I don't have time, I might not be able to, but I might just randomly watch a group stage on day 1 or day 2 or something. I might do that. All right, really cool by the way from Binteum. He's trying to actually do some Maddie positioning. He's specifically doing some Red Sea positioning. I mean, basically you part the middle. You just play the extremes and you just let Maddie shoot down the middle. Gets a free 5 streak though. Doesn't really matter. Hey Frodan, I saw that you're going to Japan. I thought you might be able to make use of this spreadsheet Google Maps combo of top food spots I made using data scrape from one of the popular review sites. Yes, go for it. Hopefully this is definitely not a way to fish for my credit card information, because if so, well played, sir, because I am a sucker for good food spots. If so, rest in peace. My identity. All right. Table log. Top restaurants by Chris Ling. Taking the top 1,000 restaurants from various regions. Oh, shit. What's the yen to USD? JPY to USD. Like 1,000. $7. I think I'm gonna be more in Tokyo, so. What the heck? Wait, black is good or black is, oh, it's the expensive ones. All right, dope. Thank you, man. I'm going to post this in our group chat. One of my viewers made a bot to scrape all the best reviewed JP restaurants by price. All right. Sorry, Violet 3. Your eyes look like vampire, bro. That's because I've been in gaming and esports so long. I'm basically a vampire. Also because my entire family has been sick, and so it's been really, really hard to get sleep. Everywhere I go, it's just been I've been waking up every hour or so. It's tough. When people get sick in the household, everyone gets sick. I, for some reason, am the only person not sick, but I also have not been getting much sleep. Subscribing for 6 months just to play the long fishing game. Honestly, that's not even bad. That's not even bad, because I've read some stories about EVE Online, and I gotta say, man, you think the long con is just 6 months subbing to a Twitch streamer? You gotta read some of these stories about these EVE Online players. These guys live in a modern digital version of Game of Thrones. The espionage is outrageous. The levels of espionage is outrageous. The infiltration, the assimilation, it's crazy, actually. All right, so this is Prismatic 3-2. I'm trying to look at the loot streaker, see what they're doing. He's playing Light Shield Crest. Is he gonna go for a Quick Striker reroll? Korea loves Quick Striker reroll. I remember Kansan Jong played Quick Striker like all the time. Light Shield Crest and the Quick Striker reroll doesn't sound like particularly that amazing though, because Light Shield Crest is about grinding things out over time. Like, it's the longer the fight goes, the more value you get, and Quick Striker is about kind of rushing the fight down because they just want to get a burst of attack speed and bulldoze their way through weak sides. Can you link again? Oh, I got you right here. It's true, even drunk McDonald's in Japan is just better. drunk McDonald's in Japan is better. Well, you know, McDonald's is different in each country. I actually don't mind trying McDonald's in other places. When when we were doing the TFT Macau Open, basically the day ran so long. Do you guys remember there was a bunch of tech issues, and the first day was something stupid like it was like 13 hours because of all the tech problems. Riot felt bad, so they tried to get food for the venue because the venue was closed, but the only thing that was open was
I'm getting
McDonald's.
more dogged again.
So Riot basically bought like hundreds of dollars worth of McDonald's for everyone at Macau, and everyone said it was not bad because it's different in each country. Red Glow, thanks for the prime. That being said, I'm not really planning on having McDonald's for a while. I had McDonald's and had stomach issues for a couple days. It looks like Binteum's falling off. More people trying out backline Elise. Oh, never mind. Able to clutch it out. Dang. I think backline Elise is like becoming more and more popular. That's one comp that I think might move into, has potential to move up into the A tier. If you're kind of looking at how we've organized things, I think Dishsoap's a little bit more on the conservative, skeptical side. He's like, okay, I know that Elise can do well, but it's like a pragmatic issue. It's also like he needs to see more out of it, because even if scrims are played 30, 40, 50 games, that's still like not enough to 100% convince him on things unless it's like overwhelming evidence. And so backline Elise is definitely something that people are trying out more often, both as an intermediary carry, like to transition to something else, and also as the late game primary. So. By the way, today I do have to play some games because I am about to decay, I think. So I need to get my games in. I need to play at least like 5 to 10 games today. Otherwise I'm decaying. I just don't like decaying. You know, it feels like you. I know some people say, oh, it's like meaningless games or whatever, but that's not the point. The point is that I want to be able to. You work hard for your rank, all set. Just might as well finish strong. I feel like Elise's backline can never be too good because she's a contested unit. Well, I mean, part of it is that even if it's contested, like you can play a board around it to end on Elise, but you can't plan on her as the primary game plan on stage 4. That's for sure. If your primary game plan is like, oh, I'm gonna like play Elise 2 on stage 4, you're in for a bad time. But you could definitely build bridges to eventually land on Elise 2 by the end stages of the game if you play a good tempo game plan. Because if you survive long enough, surely you should hit Elise 2, especially if it's only like 4 or 5 players remaining, unless literally everyone else has Elise 2. Are there any +1 emblems from Wandering Trainer that you just ignore? Oh, several. Like, if I have something that's really good for 2 of them, let's say I'm taking the Prismatic one, or I have Trainer Golems, a lot of times the 3rd one gets ignored. Don't feel like you have to use all 3. If you can use all 3, great, but a lot of times using 2, or even just like 1 really good one, like let's say you're using Rebel. Castigod has level 7 Twisted Fate 2. Damn. I think Castigod might be pushing levels though, because he has really good items for AP, Shojin, JG, Guardbreaker. So he might just be open AP. Chem Baron. Radiant Refactor. 6 loss. He's probably just going to take another 100 cash out. Looks like he took the first cash out for 100, so he would be at 190. Salvage Contraption. This item, I think, is just a little overtuned. I think that if I were to do Chem Baron nerf next patch, I think it's actually... I think the Chem Baron nerf should just be that 100, 200, 300 is slightly worse, because it's just too good and too stable. I don't think they should change the breakpoints to make them harder to hit though. Like I think that well, okay, basically we're at the Worlds patch, so it doesn't even really matter. But I think like if they were to nerf it, I would make the 100, 200, 300 worse. Because they're just like so good, even if you get griefed, even if you like are late. And then like if it's easy to hit 500 still, like I mean, I think it's like okay. I don't even think it's that easy, quite frankly. We've seen a couple people like really go for it, and it's obvious. It's okay at the very, very top level. The players are so good that it's too easy. But I think like cash out mechanics being strong is like not a bad thing. I'm talking about like the holistic approach from like for like ladder or everyone else can play. I wish you got rank rewards based on the highest rank you get rather than what rank you end on. Ah, that's a good point, actually. That's a good point. Because then it kind of encourages people to stop playing. I guess that's what Masters floors are for. But there's also challenger rewards, right? Cash out here. Actually, this is pretty bad, quite frank. I feel like these are pretty bad. So, like, if you wanted to skip it, I could understand. I guess it's nice. It still gives a little bit of extra gold. Extra gold is nice for the rolls here. Okay. Ironbog. Sponging. I told you that sponging is underrated in Sentinel line. Specifically if you have Redemption, Warmogs, and Vow is a good one too. So this is cool. The idea is Protector's Vow is... So you want to take items that have impact even though it's on multiple champions. And Vow is really solid because it gives a lot of mana and shielding to a bunch of these units. So Vow and Redemption with sponging should theoretically have a lot of synergy. Even hit the Rumble. The only issue is that I do think that this does have issues late game because in a Prismatic lobby, a lot of people have very, very powerful boards to just like burst through your front line anyways. Like it looks really impressive. Part of it is he doesn't have 2-star upgrades as well. So once he gets 2-star Rel, 2-star Leona, etc., it's going to be a lot better. But I've seen people hit the board, hit the 6 Sentinel, and then just like they run into crazy strong boards because it's like a Prismatic lobby, and then other people have just really cracked setups, especially if there's like Chem Bear in the lobby. So what? The French bench. This guy is a Jace 2. 6 bruiser, 4 form swapper at 4-3. Probably hit it. I think he hit the turn before. What the heck? It's like this. It's not even just like oh, I hit Jace 2 with like double Rage Bait Last Whisper. He actually has like true Biss. I think the only thing you can say is not true Biss is that he has Giant Slayer with so much damage and perform swapper, so maybe that Deathblade instead, but like that's pretty damn good. Where's Worlds taking place? It's mostly like fragmented online lands, which sounds weird to say, like an online land, but a bunch of people are going to be traveling to their local lands and then they're going to be competing online. When does Worlds start? I have no clue. I have no clue. It's a good question. At least 2. Did Frodan already view the learning articles? Wait, there's a learning article? The dev learnings article? It was there? Well, if there is, I'm down to actually review it, but I don't think I saw it. IE Gold Collector and Bessa. Wow, we're seeing some flex. He's playing Emissary Sorks, but none of the Sorks are holding items. He literally is playing 4 Sorks, but LeBlanc, Swain, Vlad, and Nami don't have any items. Interesting. I mean, part of it is that he's going up against some pretty powerful boards as well. Oh, never mind. I said the Cast God might be pushing tempo. He ended up re-rolling. I mean, I did say that Korea loves quick triggers. Fireball. Nah. Restyling. You could take this. Kill streaking. Could take this as well. Matt, you could take this as well. They're on Vlad, probably. Or Swain, sorry. because Vlad's holding the Randuins. Oh, we have the dev learnings article. Oh, I'm down to do this. I'm down to do this as well. Okay. So, how about we do like a couple hours of scrims? Then we'll do the dev learnings article once more people kind of pile in. What? How does everyone hit their 2-star 5 cost on 8? They must have gotten really good at this set. And then we'll play some ranked games. And then maybe we'll do some Street Fighter if I'm feeling up for it. And then who knows? Maybe enough time passes by, we just watch China. And then I just stream for 20 hours and then I get on a plane. I haven't even packed. But the reality is, you know what my strategy is? My strategy is to literally go to Japan with an empty suitcase. I think I'm going to bring like 3 things. I'm going to bring like my laptop, like two sets of clothes, and then my controllers. And then I'll probably just like do a bunch of shopping in Japan and just like shop for like new clothes and shop for everything. Like who cares? So my packing is gonna be real easy. Oh, then of course like my toiletries. So I'll pack 4 things, I guess. It should take like 5 minutes. Because my wife's like, if you go to Japan without me, you better buy me a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, okay. That didn't even sound like a bad thing. Like I can, because one day they're gonna take us to do shopping in the entertainment district. I don't even know what that is. I think it's that where Akibara is. I've never really actually done Japan proper in terms of like whenever I've been to Japan, it's always through like the airport or like I've never actually like been to Japan for real. Like I have technically a stamp on my passport from Japan, but I never actually spent time there. So. It'll be fun. Akibar is the anime center. Well, there you go. Who needs regular clothes? I'll just buy random Demon Slayer and Naruto and One Piece outfits. Like, that also sounds pretty cool. He just has Corky 2 on the bench. I'll just roll up looking like a giant weeb. Wait, he's gonna go for Elise 3? There's no way, right? He actually has 6 copies of Elise. I'm lucky if I find 2 copies of Elise. This guy has 6 of them. Does this guy just pop a random Elise 3? No Elise. No Elise. No Elise. No Elise. Okay, this person has Elise.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
Actually, it's possible. There's still 3 Elises in the pool because only 1 Elise is out. Yeah. Okay. I think actually if he knew that Tarteman is holding 1 Elise, I probably would roll the Elise 2 as well because I'm all in on the plan of maybe hitting like Mbessa 3. Oh wait, no, Cassie God has Mbessa 2. Looks like he's cut off. He can't actually hit anything because the only thing he actually could hit is Elise 3, funnily enough. So maybe it's the other way. If he scouted, he would actually try to roll the Mbessa into Elise 3. How does bench ignore? I thought bench ignores pool. It doesn't, I think. It actually respects pool. But I'm pretty sure he's just dead. Oh, wait a second. Oh, it's Elise versus Maddie. Living. Oh, okay. Elise 3? That would be the wildest thing, to be in a lobby where Elise 3... Like, wouldn't that actually just kind of tell you that they're in some sort of pocket meta? There's no way Elise 3 is something you hit. He's trying, though. He's trying. And Castigon might die, so there's... If Binteum can win 1 more... Castigon dies, it might roll into Mbessa 3, and then all of a sudden we have a complete swing. Mara's falling off with his family, though. Mara's falling off with his family. Is this Shader Energy? Oh my god, Shader Energy Randuins. And yet, Coco is not winning out. Probably because he doesn't have, like, everything finished yet. He's still on Rennie 2, Nunu 2.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
This is Fate 3. See if Mars ends up surviving. Is Mars versus Binteum? Loser gets 8th probably. Unless Castigon somehow takes a worse loss. Wow. A family 8. Wow, it's actually so close. Darth lost as well. Oh my god. This is exciting stuff. When the lobby's evenly matched, you just see like the people at the very bottom sometimes hold rock solid, and then they just stay alive and they make 3 placement swing difference on the next fight. It's actually possible for 4 people to die next fight because one person fights the ghost. And so it could be like one of these players are weak and they fight against a ghost and lose. Will you be casting this year's Hearthstone Championship? Me? Cast the Hearthstone Championship? I don't even think I know like 3 cards from the current set. Redemption. Ironbog, by the way. Okay, part of it is that he hit Rumble too, but Ironbog, by the way, turned it around, and as soon as he got like the stable Alawi 2 with the current items. Yeah. Yeah, he did. This sponging Sentinel setup is good. It is very good. I am impressed. Ooh, should be a tough matchup. But I am very impressed by it for sure. I've always known that like sponging is one of those things that you just have to understand how to use it well. It always felt like one of those things like, this feels like it has to be good. It's like too many items, man. 6 champions. He loses though. Castigod beats Binteum. Binteum is dead. No, Amumu, don't ult. 1 person died? Everyone's 1 life and 1 person dies. So it just continues to get closer and closer and closer. Are people ever going to accept that you're not going back to Hearthstone? I think a lot of people have. I just think there's some people that kind of know me from Hearthstone. They don't follow me that closely. And maybe they even just want me to go back to Hearthstone. The issue is TFT is a really hard game to do another game at the level that I try to achieve. Like if I were to approach TFT casually, I would say that someone who approaches TFT casually but does it a lot is someone like Foxbox. Foxbox is actually, if you think about like the level of engagement, wow, Tarteman loses. Kjaos is dead as well. No, the casting, he's just Mumu ulting everyone. This is why you had no friends, buddy. I would say Boxbox is actually quite good at TFT relative to like his level of investment. He like doesn't really he doesn't really study stats. He doesn't watch other players. He doesn't talk to other people about the game. He just kind of just jams games and like does the best he can. And sure, he's not like at the level of these players. But I also think that the level that he's playing at is pretty good relative to his investment. And he can play like other games and do other things. He's like a lot better than me at Street Fighter, for example, even though I'd probably say that I'm better than him at TFT. To achieve what I do in Hearthstone would basically mean that I have to get worse at TFT by like a lot, because learning strategy games is a huge knowledge and burden of time, and a lot of those things like can transfer over in terms of like understanding like skills and fundamentals, but like the raw knowledge check is like a mess. It's a mess. Ooh, he didn't get like a Bower redemption onto Rumble. I think that's a slight positioning optimization that needs to fix. Well, actually, he wins by so much. Maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, you know what? This Ironbog guy might be a genius. I picked him as my APAC favorite to win it all. Like, there's one person per region. Another thing that I might do today is I might, like, for my parting gift, I might just make a command for pick'ems, because I don't think they're going to actually release pick'ems today. Usually they have like the pick'ems on the website up, but it's not up yet. You can only sign up for watch parties and they tune in, but they'll have a big button here. and I'll like write like I'll just basically do a power ranking, and I'll do like a bunch of different things. So that way you can guys just come to the chat and then type like pick them or something like that. In case you ever need some recommendations. You could tweet it, yeah, but then I have to go on Twitter and like post stuff and interact with people on Twitter. Dude, it's a win out. Who's your favorite for China? Right now, my favorite China is a player named Guan, Guan. Can you explain this? Lucas, 1-star Nocturne at 3-5. Quick Striker Mumu, 1-star TF, 1-star. I would say the fact that he's not already 8th is pretty impressive. The fact that he's like already at, that he's not actually straight up in 8th place, isn't that kind of impressive? How is it 3-5, 3-6, and he's got 1-star everything? That's crazy. That is actually crazy work. Closer. But unfortunately, Ambusher is not where Jinx really shines. Yeah, you know what? Taiwan number 1. Taiwan number 1. Don't worry, he was 8th. I believe you. I believe you. So Worlds will be overnight? Yes. Worlds will start in 3 days, 19 hours. And wherever you are, you can do the math. Low key, I think some Hearthstone decks were harder to play than being top rank in TFT. You mean like, you think it's harder to play some Hearthstone decks than being rank 1 in TFT? That is an unpopular take. That is a hot take. I think being rank 1 in TFT is immensely difficult. Also, you're just comparing playing a deck versus climbing. That's kind of apples to oranges. That's kind of apples to oranges. Because, like, there are some really hard decks in Hearthstone. Like, there's some, like, puzzle-solving stuff. But the reality, like, I think what you mean to say is getting rank 1 with a certain deck might be harder than getting rank 1 in TFT. And that, if you stretch that to the utmost extreme, that probably can be true. That probably can be true. So, like, if you're a rank 1 on... Okay, I need to pick an easy target here. Okay, it's because it's, like, a new server. If you want to get rank 1 on Middle East, it probably is, like, easier to get rank 1 in Middle East than play, like, Patron Warrior in the heydays of Hearthstone. So, like, we're like stretching the absolute extreme. Like, maybe, but I think that means you don't understand TFT at a very high level if you truly believe that in your heart of hearts. 2.6k LP, are you sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. When there's such a big gap like this, when there's such a big gap like this basically means one thing. It means that the server is quite weak. This because the takeaway isn't Ken Kadade is the best player in the world. Because if you look at this, you're saying, oh my god, 2600 LP. If you were to kind of go based off of the ELO understanding, it's like 2600 versus 2200 is probably the gap between 2000 and like 0 LP, right? The relative difficulty. Wait, what's going on here? Should I restart? Hold on 1 second. Let me restart, I guess. Yeah. The relative LP for 26 to 2200 or 22,000 is like bananas because that gap exists. But that doesn't mean Ken Kadade is like the far and away best player in the world. And Ken wouldn't tell you that either. He wouldn't tell you that either. Latin American North is not like Sherlock Holmes Very smart guy, very capable detective. He's not the best TFT player in the world, or second best TFT player in the world. So if you look at the server a little closer, you'll see that there's a lot of difference between 1, 2, and 3, and that already tells you that it's a weak server because it's not competitive. Basically, one player is so much better than everybody else that he could queue up and climb 90% of the time. That might be where you say, like, okay, well, you can get rank 1 Middle East. Whoa, title is in 3rd. What do you mean, whoa? Also, Japan is a little bit like this as well. But the thing is, Japan's getting better and better every set. This didn't used to exist in Japan server, actually. If you look back in like set 7, set 8, set 9, when Title was first climbing, he was basically 2k LP, and it was like 1300, 1200, like almost the same thing. So Japan is getting better and better, and I think Title is a big inspiration why. But he's still heads and shoulders above everybody else. 69% top 4 rate. Nice. We got Crimson Pact. Vladimir. Crown guarded. Puddle. Scuttle. Puddle. What's the academy? I didn't do that last game. Sorry about that. Adaptive. IE. Redemption. All right. Okay, sorry guys. My wife came in, talked about some stuff. All right. What was I saying? How good is Crimson Pact Vlad? Crimson Pact Vlad. How good is it? It's not that good, but it's not bad if you hit on tempo. The issue with Vlad is twofold. One, Vlad can be kind of tricky to hit if there's people that are playing sorcerers. He ends up being a semi-contested unit because there might be like a Soko player, there might be a sorcerer player. There even might be people who play random Watcher frontline if they're playing something else. I mean, that was more pronounced when Zeri was much better. Now Zeri, as you guys might know, like basically a lot of us think Zeri's pretty bad now. But if you happen to be in a lobby, people just hold Vlad because he's kind of an integral piece for a lot of those kinds of comps. Even if they're playing like emissaries, they sometimes just play like Vlad frontline with like Rel and Rumble, and like that's how they flex their emissary 80 line. Like there's people who do that. The second thing is Vlad is very item dependent, like very item dependent. Like I think he kind of needs to have 3 rods to have Biss, which is Rage Blade, Archangels, and Gunblade, and that could also be really hard. And so you kind of need to have like a good setup for it with items. You kind of, so he has a slammable item with his, which is Rage Blade. You kind of need to also have the ability to hit on curve, and you also have to make sure that yeah, you kind of have to make sure all those things happen. So, but it's pretty decent if you can hit quickly. You have a Google Doc of all the world's players? No, because I'm no longer a caster. I'm just a co-streamer. So when you're a caster, you have, like, they actually kind of judge you based off of not just your work, but also your preparation. And when you're a caster, like people, I mean, I kind of need to, I need to look at it. You guys don't understand how much work goes into casting sometimes, and you guys just sit here flaming the casters, which I understand, but I need to show you guys. Hold on a sec here. Okay, so let me pull up Gangly, for example. Gangly, this is what Gangly does before regionals, right? So he actually compiles everyone's stats. He writes notes on all of them, like a summary of it. He did this for me. Power index of like how good he thinks a player is and what their grades are. This is for me. There's a bunch of back-end stats calculations, but what he doesn't show. Okay, so this is actually a Google Doc that references another Google Doc of a bunch of database and stuff, and that's Gangly's prep. Every caster in TFT has something like that, where they have like a collection of notes, and it's just like pages and pages and pages of prep. And I like one of the casters that actually gets criticism from time to time has like I'm not even joking you, it's like a 60-page document of Google Sheets of like everything that she's prepped for it. She like works the hardest in terms of like notes. And so when I was casting, I used to do that too, but I'm not a TFT caster anymore. Yay! So I don't have to do it anymore. So no, I don't. The answer to that is I don't have a doc. Sorry, I'm lazy. I'm lazy. I'm just out here just coasting off my reputation alone and my blue hair. Double crown guarded, huh? A lot of people say that this is pretty bad. Now you're just lazy and you earn more. Yep, that's me, man. I'm mega lazy. And also, when you say you earn more LMAO, that was not always true, actually. I earn more now, but for like when I first started doing co-stream stuff, I gave up a lot of money because when I first started doing the co-stream thing, I would lose money by co-streaming because not only was I giving up the money that I would get paid to commentate, I also was paying to do things. Like I bought a bunch of equipment that's in the back, right? I paid for guests to come and fly out, and I would lose money every time I co-stream. I literally would just be losing money. So it wasn't like always the case. I think the first time it ever turned to something where it's like I earned more money than casting was literally the end of last set. So that's starting to turn now, and that's I've been co-streaming since set 9. Set 9. Yeah, so about 2 years. And that doesn't mean that, but so now I'm starting to make up what I lost is what I'm specific. I haven't even broken even in the grand scheme. I don't expect that to happen because I'm also not very profitable at all. I would say that I'm like slightly above. Most of my income right now, the stuff that's like quote profitable, is like a mixture of TFT Academy, which I also basically hold that money because I'm reinvesting it back into the website because we got some bigger projects going on. And like I'm slightly profitable on YouTube, but not really. It makes like $500 to $1,000 a month, so it's like that's after covering expenses, so I can actually like save that money. So I would say that I probably in 1 year from now will make up, if things continue to grow at the way that it is. In 1 year I'll probably make up what I lost by starting the co-stream. So it'll be a 3-year curve, and then finally I'll be like, well, yeah, it paid off. In a few sentences, how does TFT make money? Ads and Patreon. Not really. The Patreon's not really that big of a money maker. It's just more like a way to support the channel or support the website. Okay, Visionary +1. Climb the ladder. Okay. So we're seeing Binteum play Trundle 3, climb the ladder into Twitch. That's kind of cool. And knowing how Binteum and some of the other people are playing, keep an eye out to see if he plays for backline Elise as well. Maybe he plays both Twitch and backline Elise. How much is TFT Academy helping? I would say that it's about a third. No. Yeah, I'd probably say it's about like 40% of my like income, so to speak. It's pretty good. It's nice. Like without it, I feel like I would have to take way more sponsorships on Twitch. I would have to like sell out way more. And then as you guys know, I do like 1 or 2 ads a month at most. So it goes along. I appreciate it. There's people who literally come and watch my ad streams and like, I'm gonna download this game and play to level 20 just for you. And I'm like, that helps a lot, because those are like, that's the stuff that I purely can be like, okay, well now I can save this money and like invest that. So oh my gosh, Egan, thanks for the $20 donation. Amazing. Thank you. Unlimited diarrhea, thanks for the community gift sub. What up, Max? Appreciate you as well, man.
Boosting profits.
Thank you, Egan. I took it easy this set, but I'm gonna be Giga Sweating set 14 and going for Challenger again. All right. If you need help, let me know. You know who to ask. I got my fellow esports commentators. You guys can always reach out to me. You know, back in the day, before I started committing to TFT streaming, I was just playing Lux 3 as well. Really interesting lobby. I actually ran a Discord to help TFT casters get better at TFT. That was like another thing that I did. All right, so we have a kind of interesting setup here with a bunch of 3-star attempts. We got Vlad reroll. We have Trundle worth the weights, but I think it's gonna fall off. And then we have, who has the Lux 3? I think it was Kevin Parker. And I wonder if he's actually gonna stay on this. He's playing Academy Lux 3 instead of playing into Sorcerers. Part of the issue is that he's like, you know, frontline's pretty bad. It's been Singed 1. And Lux just ain't what she used to be. She's not in her prime. She's lost a step or two ever since the Lone Hero Lux days. Man, good stuff. How long is it between Worlds patch and the Fun patch? Like 3 days, 2 days. Chem Baron. Is Frodan not playing? No, I'm observing the scrims. I'm basically watching the Worlds players scrim. So if you're watching this, you're basically getting an insight into how people are prepping, and these are the best players from each region basically competing. There's from each region, there's a few people missing. So I'd probably say like from APAC, YBY is not competing. He's like one of the people that a lot of fans feel like is missing from Worlds. From North America, it's probably Setsuko, Replay. From EMEA, did EMEA like have any like amazing players miss? All their like top players, Double, Wet Jungler, Coco, all made it. I feel like EMEA doesn't have like any of their true elite players like miss. Volta, yeah, that's true. Volta's very accomplished. But like there's very few. EMEA is sending like an amazing lineup, quite frankly. Like I think EMEA is very, very strong this set. China has actually a lot of their all-stars miss, but I also think, in my opinion, in China, there's a changing of the guard. I actually think that the best Chinese players are some of the more unknown ones, because the reason why is because a lot of the best players that are performing now are the people that are doing well in Super Server, and I think a lot of the older established players are like focusing on content and streaming now. So I actually think China is going through a transition period where some of their best players are actually players that are kind of unknown. Because, and I mean to say this in the least disrespectful way possible, but China players haven't really impressed me in quite some time. Like the best players that usually we watch have not really impressed me in quite some time. They feel very like they feel like they know things about the meta, but it feels very like hard force commit at 2-1, and if they hit, they hit, they miss, they miss. It just feels it doesn't feel very inspired, if that makes sense. There's only a handful of players that I still watch, and I'm just like, oh, this guy's still like the man. I think 60 seconds like one of them, for example. But it feels like a lot of the top Chinese players was purely dependent on like meta read, and it almost felt like collective meta read. Like if China had the meta read, then their top player that is known as like good. And if they didn't have the meta read, then they were wrong. So, but I would say that the up and coming Chinese players who like qualify via super server, who are doing it through the cups and not through like the pro league, I think those guys are actually like leveling up like crazy. And so I think in about 2 sets or so is my prediction, by the end of this year, there's going to be a new wave of Chinese players that people are like, who is this guy? I didn't hear them. But like China, I think will be way much stronger, and I think it's already happening. All right, Kjaos still 100 HP. That's why I want to see see what is going down. He's just playing straight up win streak on Chem Baron Visionary. I think, in my opinion, I think this comp caps higher than the Smeech comp, but it's just much harder to hit the top end. Part of it is because it's much more expensive compared to just hitting Smeech 3. But I do think that this comp is bananas when it gets online. As a god, still on Vlad 2. He has 7 copies of Vlad. Darth, the lone NA player in the lobby. Come on, man. We can't be going 8th here. Hang in there. He's playing Smeech reroll. Honest question, because I just started watching you last year. How far do you go on TFT, and did you start as a caster? Why didn't you went pro route with the knowledge you have of the game? So you're asking for my life story? Well, it's pretty long, but the summary of it is I'm not good enough to go pro. Because TFT is a very, very hard game to excel at. And I think it's often thought about like TFT is a luck game, but the reality is it's a highly luck dependent game, but also a highly skill dependent game. I'm just not good enough. What? Did he just reforge into a gunblade? See? Do you see this shit? Do you see this shit? I am not good enough at that. What? He reforged Quicksilver into a gunblade. I lack that skill. That's what I don't have. This guy has the missing sauce. That's why he's at Worlds, man. What? Oh man, and he lost. Just put it. Just so. Does anyone want to say it, or I say it? It's not even that good. It's not even that good. He doesn't have Vlad 3. That's the big problem. Yeah, he reforged into like the crazy hit, but he'd much rather have Vlad 3. Oh my god. Smeech 3. Fortunately, one off. I think our lone NA player is 8th, you guys. I remember when you used to live with Reynad. That was literally 10 years ago. That was in 2015. I streamed out of Reynad's kitchen like a few times a week for like 2-3 hours because I didn't want to bother him very much. Those were the days. Those were the days. Reynad lived in the beach house on Huntington Beach, like on the sand. And the I'm telling you, man, that might be the smallest living quarters ever for 2 streamers. I streamed for Reynad's kitchen, which was like 4 steps away from his working desk, which was his office, which was 4 steps away from the stairs. It was very, very tight quarters. And then the stairs would go upstairs, and there was like 2 rooms, and they were separated by like 3 steps as well. It was very, very tiny beach condo. Good times. Okay, someone has to go with Vlad 3 versus a late Smeech 3, if he even hits it, versus Zeri reroll. Again, this is part of the reason why Vlad 3 can be hard to hit. Someone just holding the Vlads because of Watchers. He's not even trying to grief him. Binteum playing GP Corky behind his Trundle. And then there's also like Black Rose holding Blads, right? This is exactly what I was talking about. This lobby feels kind of weird though. Like a lot of worth the weights, rerollers. This is a very reroll heavy lobby. There's only 2 people playing tempo. Visionary Rumble. Visionary Rumble. Visionary Rumble is very good, but I actually do think that just Visionary Rumble by itself isn't enough. I think you need upgrades and you think items on him. That's when Visionary Rumble becomes truly amazing. This fucking little legend, man. I can't. This is another thing. Maybe because I like literally wake up every day to the sound of a baby crying. It's like triggering. It's triggering a stress response. Okay, we're looking for... I was looking for GP. I think the thing about his setup is that he has enough tankiness or not enough like frontline. Oh, he's playing Scrap. Oh, wait, he pivoted into Scrap. Oh, he pivoted out of Bruisers. I wasn't paying that close attention. So worth the wait, Trundle into Scrap. And he got another anomaly, so he has Last Chance Rumble and Last Chance Echo? Last Chance Elise? Last Chance Corky? I mean, the portable anomaly is 25 AD and 30 AP, so it's decent. Interesting. Vernon, do you think luck and taking a good approach or making good play can be correlated? Yeah. Yeah. People really don't... If you've ever played poker, it's very similar to that. Oh, he's actually having Blitzcrank take first contact because of the Crown Guarded and letting the Golem be further back. That's really unusual. Usually you have the Golem take first contact. Does he have enough DPS with just Silco 1? It's very close. Oh my gosh. Ah! If he had Silco 2 or even Casio 2, I think he wins that fight. But too many 1-stars. Too many 1-stars. 1-star, 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 1-star. Okay. How many upgrades do we have for this? Self-destruct button, that's pretty good. I also think that Visionary Rumble really wants Omnivamp. I remember I hit Rumble 2 and I put JG Guard Break or something on him because I didn't have anything else. And he actually really needs the Omnivamp, even though he had upgrades on him. It was because I was falling off. I think I got like 3rd or 4th with it, and I was like, huh, I feel like my setup was like top 2. But let's see. He has 2 vests though, unfortunately, so he's gonna take... Oh, go Hodge. Hodge Bramble. He's gonna go Shojin Bramble, and then he's gonna put Spark on Rumble instead. He's gonna turn Rumble into more... Oh, okay, I see. So he's turning he's prepping the way for Malzahar, and he's gonna turn Rumble into just like support as opposed to like actually carry. And that's actually fine because then he could probably put Visionary Emblem on, like if he eventually hits Mel or something, because he's gonna go to 9. His Visionary Mel is like insane. And he can just like save it for that. Wow, Vlad 3 making a comeback. Part of it is that he also hit Mel, so Mel with items is no joke. His front line is really bad without this Mel, so very big hit. This is Fate 3 for Tarteman. How big is his Akali comeback story? 4,000 HP. That's a lot. Don't be surprised to see... okay, Tarteman is 5 lost, but he hit TF3. Don't be surprised to see him make a pretty decent comeback attempt here. I think Noel's bot 4. I just don't really believe in Zeri personally. He does have Caitlyn though. Caitlyn is good. The stats would lead you to believe that this is still a decent setup, but my eye test makes me believe that Zeri is bad. And then you also don't have Thundering. It looks like he's going to be a little slow on it. Oh! Never mind. Blew up Castigod. Well, Cascade's front line is actually kind of terrible, isn't it? He's playing 1-star Garen, 1-star in bets. Like, what is this? What's the anomaly on Vlad? The anomaly on Vlad is magic expert. Oh, that's also, I think, not actually that good. I think he actually really wants damage amp, not AP. And magic expert, I think, is just generally a little bit understated. I hate 6 cost so much. I don't hate 6 cost. I don't like the gates behind them, but 6 costs are fine. Would you quit TFT if the next set also had 6 cost? Ironbog hit Soko 2 and Casco 2. Tarteman is barely alive. Binteum win streaking with 6 scrap. Scrap on a Rumble emblem? I don't know. Another visionary emblem as well. I don't hate 6 costs. I hate how RNG they are. I think that's where I'm standing. I don't like the mechanisms of which 6 costs are gated behind, but the 6 costs themselves are fun to play. If there's people who literally in the same breath would say I hate 6 costs and they say I miss dragons. Dragons are cool. You guys are sick in the head. They'll literally say that thing like back to back. You just took the Rumble for the Rumble pair. Three Firelight. It's 3 Firelight, whatever. 3 Firelight, 3 Firelight. It's gonna be really close. Calling on the wrong side, fortunately for Tarteman. Tarteman not have Shred? How come it feels like no one has like utility? This is crazy. Looks like Noel's gonna actually get here then. Never mind. Just kidding. He also has Caitlyn too. All right. If this board doesn't top 4, then yeah, pretty good. He had Caitlyn too. Surely he ends up top 4ing. Firelight Kate has to be Whis. Well, whatever helps her cast, you know. Also, it's fine. He can just remove it later if he needs. It's extra crit. It's extra crit. Last chance Echo. Binteum really made a big comeback here with Scrap. Worth the wait, Trundle into Scrap. I feel like this lobby in general is kind of low power level. I feel like Darth not hitting the Smeech 3 didn't pressure every wait. Caitlyn stood through the backline. Oh, what is Caitlyn doing, man? What is Caitlyn even doing? Yeah, okay. I'm not so sure about it. I think he felt like, oh, the 20% extra crit might be funny, but like, I mean, it's kind of cool though. She like tumbles forward and then does like a combat roll and tries to snipe, but yeah, it's not exactly great. What would be a less RNG way to get 6 costs? I mean, there's many ways you could do it, but I think the 6 costs themselves are fun to play. I just think people don't like that it's gated behind the mechanisms behind it, which is gated, which is like, I think okay, I think part of it is also the optics of it are really bad because people also don't understand probability very well. And so when they see something like 0.3%, in their mind, they're basically equating that to 0. Same thing with like a 1% chance for a 5 cost on 7. People like lose their minds when you're re-rolling on 7 and you hit like 2 5 costs. But in reality, that's actually very, very likely to happen because a lot of people don't understand like the probability of that happening. So the human brain is like really bad at like understanding like randomness like that. So the optics on 6 costs are pretty terrible. Like I think people consistently assume like your chances of hitting that was basically 0. So yeah, you got bailed out, or I got bailed out. The U.S. education system at work. It turns out that a lot of people around the world think this as well. It's not a U.S. education system problem only, although there's definitely part of that. It's also just like a problem. It's just a problem across humanity. It's not like only people from America are bad at gambling. It turns out it's actually a human species problem. Can this Zeri board that hit a crazy amount get more than 4? We'll see. Golem has a ton of HP that we can chew through. Garen's holding like a boss. Okay. Can you explain the odds thing? I mean, I could, but the reality is, I'm gonna try to explain it as succinctly as I can because it's like a math thing, and also I haven't studied math in 13 years since I left college, so it's not as good as it used to be. So there's some things that I might be missing. But this 0.46% is for every single thing that can show up here, but the rule is you can only hit 1. And so if you roll a lot over time, the odds of actually hitting a 6 cost are pretty high. But the issue is that usually people aren't factoring in. They only think that you have a 0.046% chance. So the idea is you actually take the math behind the chances of it not hitting and you stack it across many rolls, and you're actually likely to see multiple. Fourth. After all that, he hit like everything. It's okay. Fourth is sometimes it's just a good fourth. Sometimes it's just a good fourth. Rumble 2 for 6 scrap. Golemify into Silco. Okay, speaking of people who don't understand probability, there is a chat casino on the line. We're gonna flip a coin in 2 minutes, heads or tails, and you can win channel points. And I'm gonna do this as transparently as possible. It's a 50% odds, and people still think it's rigged. Talking about people who don't understand probability distribution. It's literally a 50-50, and people are like, rigged. Crown guarded into Blitz 3 Dominators. It's like Ironbog is gonna win, just have too much Golem HP. His Golem's at 10,000 HP. And Binteum getting outscaled. I think Binteum's like things like Worth the Wait fall off. This is actually a really good second. Worth the Wait second is quite good. Kevin Parker took Worth the Wait Lux and went 6 and kind of was struggling to get any momentum in the early mid game. He hit Lux 3 and he wasn't winning. So this all checks out. This all checks out. Silco Dominator's caps higher. He doesn't even hit more 2. Binteum is like taking an augment that falls off. It all makes sense. He doesn't have like any power. He doesn't have any power augments for scrap. Funny enough, another anomaly is like an item for scrap to utilize, but he doesn't have like powered shields or trade tracker or any of the stuff that like really makes scrap amazing. But it's a really, this is like actually a very good game from both sides. I would say that Binteum played this game very well. Oh, hold on. Rumble 2? I mean, the Rumble 2 upgrade was pretty big. He also has a fully upgraded Rumble, pretty much. It also could be like a mixture of what scrap items come out as well. Like, yes, they're lucky, but like some items are definitely better than others. Like for GP, he has a sword. He could get a few items, and some are better than others. But I think if I'm actually surprised. I thought that Binteum won pretty, or Ironbog won pretty handily previously, but he did not. Want to do the coin flip? I'll do it after this game. Ooh, more too. Got to move those items from LeBlanc. He has Crown Guard. He could do Crown Guard and Mord. That'd be kind of fun. Push JG. I mean, JG's really good because he has Dominator at AP. Holy cow. Okay. Good stuff. Good Rageblade LeBlanc. He also Rageblade Elise, by the way.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
Whoa, that's Echo 3. Oh, what the heck? Wait, that came out of nowhere. Oh my, never mind, Binteum. That's why he's the KR Ghost. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize. Worth the wait, Echo, yeah. Beast mode. Oh, it was a good game. It was a good game. Worth the wait, Trundle, which is perceived to be quite a joke, and then into 6 scrap tempo into Echo 3. All right, here we go. You guys ready? Oh my god, there's almost 2 million points in the pool. Here we go. Are you ready? 2 Gamba. 3, 2, 1. Easy heads. Man, that is a lot of points. That is a lot of points. Congratulations, heads believers. Rigged. See what I mean? I literally, it's like, it's they know the odds going into it. They know the odds going into it. I do it as transparently as possible. And yet they still just think it's rigged. This is why people can't ever appreciate 6 costs.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
Hyperion goes, thanks for the 6 months. It's pre-recorded. You have 2 clips of each tails or heads and pull up the one that you want to win. Me? I have no stake in the game. I have no skin in the game. Do you see this button? This button, channel points. Do you see this number? That number means infinity. That I have infinity channel points, you guys. I have infinity. That means that I don't need channel points. There's no point of me. Like, there's no point in me trying to win any points. I'm literally like the richest person on earth if Frodan channel points were the main currency. I am the Federal Reserve. I can literally print as much channel points as I want, and you guys can't do anything to stop me. I control everything. Dev learning articles is out. Yeah, but the thing is, this takes a while to read. You want me to leave Scrims and start reading this right now? Frodan, it's your time to fill. Uh-oh. That's how he got so rich, rigging the game. No. I didn't rig the game. I created it. It's my game. There's no rigging. There's no rig. You don't rig the game when you made it, when you own it. Fill time. They have literally better players in the spectator slot. They could just ask me. They could ask someone else to play. I liked observing. I mean, I could try to play as well, but I mean, honestly, these guys aren't even that good, right? Ironbog only won 2 regions in a row. Dishsoap only made his 3rd world championship in 4 sets. I mean, Kevin Parker made final lobby that one time, but he got hard carried by Yone. Noel's from EUNE. Castigod is just a TFT coach. Darth Noob is just a Reddit mod. Like, I got this. Is fall help here? This guy's from oh wait, he's the party owner. Oh. Oh. Someone link the dev learnings article. We'll do the dev learnings article after this. I think I'm gonna save. I think I'm gonna so I actually technically have this tier list. I was doing the tier list of all the sets. I think I might do this when I come back. I need set 13 to finish. I need worlds to finish, and then like while maybe we can do this while we're like while PB's down one of the days. Cause you know when PB is going down for a couple hours, sometimes during the new set, you go play live. I might just do that during an actual session. There was a song request. Oh, can you just refund it? I actually don't do song requests anymore, just because one, it ruins the VOD stuff because YouTube DMCA strikes me, and then 2, some people ask for some really inappropriate stuff from time to time. I need to remove that. I'll replace it with something else. Let's see. How about this? Let me look at the dashboard over here. View rewards, channel points, manage power up points. How about song request? How about at randomly generated ad read for TFT Academy? How about that? Okay, I don't want to do this very often. I'm just gonna do this like twice per stream. Boom. Hydra free pass? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. In fact, if you spam a Hydra, not only are you permabanned, but I'll go into Raptor's stream chat and ban you as well. Raptor's even stream, but yeah. I'm looking to get into competitive scene. Where's a good place to start? If you're looking to get into the competitive scene, you should probably follow the TFT Esports Twitter, which is called Compete TFT. And this link tree will give you the links to everything that you need to know. And so based on your region, just click on this. So if you're from APAC, you're from EMEA, you're from Americas, just do that. So compete x.com/compete-tft. All stories must end. The tactician's crown is almost upon us. Cool art. Cool art. Look until game starts. Whiskers surveillance room. Oh. Cyber City. Set your scanner to the tactician's crown. You're telling me that there's a surveillance team based on a cat? Wait. Okay, let's break this down. Hold on. We need to analyze this. Riot.games@cyber.com. Haha. When I was 13, I would have fallen for that. Is there any clues here? Cyber.city? No. Is that actually maybe that's a website? Cyber.city. GoDaddy.com. It's for sale. Oh, if you guys want to squat and sell to Riot Games, there's still time. There's still time. What else? So who is this? Who are these two champions? What do you guys think it is? Teemo, but a cat. And then, oh, isn't this a champion as well? It's like a rabbit-looking character. Darius? Really? Does Darius have orange hair? I mean, I guess could be. Set. It's pretty. Oh, because the jacket. I can see that. Aurora. Oh, the bunny. Oh no. Oh, it's not the bunny. Oh, it's the witch hat. Oh, let me see. Wait. Aurora. League of Legends. Oh yeah. Yeah, I see it. I mean, seems pretty obvious in hindsight. I was like looking at the ears, but that's actually her hat here. Okay. So Aurora in the new set. All right. I mean, if you don't know who this is, you probably just don't know League of Legends very well. This is that's got to be Zed.
You think I'm crazy?
And then who's this?
You should see my sister.
Who is this? And then this is this a character as well? There's Chonk in the background. That's Zeri. Is it? How do you guys know all this? That's wild. I wish I was as good at recognizing champions as you guys are. I certainly don't know anything about City Cyber, whatever the thing is called. All right. Scuttle, Puddle. Archangels, Declaw, and IE. We might not get Challenger, but we know Art. Whoa, you guys get Challenger? We got Challenger together. You guys picked my augments. The thing is, you're Challenger EU. So, take that for what it is, for what it's worth. All right. So we have actually Sorcerer Opener for Ironbog. We got Darth on the Sentinels. Elia with an early Smeech. There's Coco with the Cambaran Opener. Jedusor also thinking about Visionaries. Noel also with Sorcerers. A lot of AP lean. A lot of AP lean. World hype. Never watched any TFT competition. This one has been a blast following on the stream. Well, I'm glad. Wow, your first TFT tournaments. Well, I'm kind of sad that I won't be there to help you along the way for the World's co-stream. But I think following TFT is really fun. I think following... Oh, Jedusor has Renata too. Starry Night. Okay, Coco with the Scoreboard Scrapper. Noel with Cooking Pot. Probably going to start building onto the Sorcerers. You could actually do something like put a...
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
Okay, he's going to put the pan on the dairy. Or actually, you can just make Sorcerer Emblem right now. But you can do something like in the future. If you could actually put a pan on like Zyra and put her on the corner and have her buff the Vlad anyways. But this is good. Tarteman. Cooking Pot as well. Mace's Will into AD Slam with GP. Horrible Forge into Fish Bones. Is this guy going to go for a Nocturne? And then Black Rose with Firelight and Open Fort Ambushers. Oh. Interesting spot here for Darth. Fish Bones. Interesting. Okay, so he's probably going to play into Nocturne, yeah? So he just sells to 20. So he wins, sells to 20. He's going to hold his Akali. He got the Quick Strikers ready to go. Okay, and Coco's full open. Elia is... He can't sell this main, so he might as well just play for his best board. The thing about Scoreboard Scrapper is that it's not like you absolutely need to lose streak always. You just need to make sure you're in the bot 4 for HP. So it's not the end of the world if you snap your lose streak, especially on Scuttle with all your resources. It definitely hurts a lot. But the thing that is the most painful is when you like win your first one and then you're just like failing to get to the bot 4. Because also you like are getting, not only are you losing the AD and AP scaling, but you also have more HP, so you naturally are stronger, which if other people are loose streaking will make you more likely to beat them. What is the background music name? The background music name is Music Volume. I don't know. It's just some TFT name. What do you mean by Challenger EU? The IQ on average is way better than NA. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. And yet, NA clears EU in Worlds results and international results. Maybe not in Scrim results, though. I feel like EU is doing better than NA in Scrim results. And I'm just letting you know that NA is winning again this set. I'm sorry in advance for anybody that was hopeful for other regions. But NA is winning again. I did read one script ahead of time and I'm leaking it. NA wins again. Honestly, I like the Magic and Mayhem music better. Oh, I actually agree. I really liked set 12 music. You know, the theme of set 12 was actually pretty good. I think they might have missed a little bit on where it landed, but it was supposed to be kind of like Harry Potter TFT. And I think that like it almost landed well, except I think it was like a little on the overly cutesy side. But I don't mind that. Set 12 was honestly is underrated, even though it just ended like a few months ago. I do think that the set is underrated. The problem was that the bounce was just terrible, but the actual set itself was pretty good. That 12 bounce upset so many people. No one paid attention or appreciate the visuals and the audio. Yeah. Also, I do think the 5 cost. I also think another thing about it too is that people care a lot about the 5 cost of a set because it feels like the capstone of how you make something exciting. And I think set 12's 5 costs were not particularly amazing. Like Camille was really weird and awkward for a lot of the sets. Diana definitely was good, but in my opinion, she didn't feel like a 5 cost. You also could have made her as a 4 cost, which would have been impactful. Briar was fun though. Yeah, Briar was fun. But I feel like set 12 honestly was not a bad set at all. Okay. Let's see if Ironbog, or actually, let's see if Ironbog can 5-streak, but also I want to see if some of these other strong tempo boards continue to streak here. He actually lost against Ironbog, so unfortunate there for Cassagod. Then we got the Sork set up here. Bebe872 _ dad. Do you think there's a mentality problem in North America? I feel like a lot of people are really talented, but quote tryharding end quote seems not cool. People were bragging about how much Valorant or Lost Ark they were playing while prepping for Worlds last set, for example. Do you think there's a mentality problem in NA? Oh, absolutely. There definitely is a mentality problem. I don't think there's anything to disagree there. I would say that in general, there is a maturity issue in NA when it comes to being a seasoned competitor. I do think that's part of the charm of following North America. It's like following a bunch of teenagers who are about to hit 30 years old. And that sounds really messed up. But at the same time, it's kind of funny. But it's also still kind of messed up. And so it's that's part of our charm. Stop messing with our vibes. Don't bring down the mood. Like that's part of our shtick. We're a bunch of kids that refuse to grow up, and we're so naturally talented, so it's like frustrating to follow us. But we're also kind of charming, and we're also good boys. Like, we're not. It could be. Let me just tell you, after following a bunch of other scenes, it could be worse. I don't know if you guys been following kind of the things that are going on in the Valorant scene, but these days I'm just shaking my head. I'm just like, it's just embarrassing to be a competitive Valorant fan right now. I was just like watching what's going on there and the discourse around how they conduct themselves. It's just embarrassing. All right, actually, real quick, I need to go to the bathroom. Let's park it on the NA Hope Darth Noob. Be right back. 2 minutes. All right. What did I miss? Golemify. Okay, I missed Golemify. I'm back. Does a Scion count towards a golem health? No, I think it's just champions. I think it's just champions. Lose all champions on your board and bench, gain a golem 9% of their combined health and 60% of their combined attack damage. Golem gains 500 health per stage. This is the very first time I've seen Forbidden Magic, and I'm Challenger. Who has Forbidden Magic? Who has Forbidden Magic? Starry Night, Starry Nights. Ambusher. Wait, who has Forbidden Magic? Oh, Golemify had the option. Oh, okay. I mean, didn't they buff it? They buffed it to scale a little bit more now. What does Forbidden Magic do? It basically turns your Scion into a scaling, like it has some scaling for him, kind of similar to Cooking Pot. Like every round, he gets extra stats. But it was so broken when Black Rose was OP because Scion was OP. And actually, I think part of the reason why it was broken was because it just gave you Black Rose units to 2-star upgrade, and that was already good enough. And then they like nerfed it so much, like across the board, that it was pretty bad. Mort is nerfing the golem next patch. Oh, yeah, that's actually my fault. Mort promised to nerf it because I was saying that the dummy is insane, and Mort was on our co-stream. You know, he was like, "Oh, you know, I'm glad that people finally figure out how to play Golemify." You know, because at the very beginning at PB it was averaging like a 6.0. And now it's finally in like a good place and people like learned how to play it. And I'm like, Mort, part of it is because you gave it like a crazy buff and like had all this thing. He's like, no, it doesn't really matter about the HP scaling. And I'm like, I think it does. And he said, you know what? Just to prove you wrong, I'm going to nerf that and take it away, and it's still going to do great. And I was like, okay. And then he actually did. And I said, well, don't do that for the Worlds patch. He said, no, I'll do it for the Fortnite patch. That was a conversation we actually had. So I guess I accidentally got Golemify and Dumbify nerfed. Sorry, guys. You can blame that one on me. You can blame that one on me. Coco, 28 HP. That is very little HP to have by stage 4. And you didn't even need to spend channel points. Yeah. All I had to do was neg Mort Dog. I didn't even try to do it. That wasn't even my goal. I was just saying, like, I was just trying to counterpoint him. Typical Chem Baron play. He's not a Chem Baron player at all. He's just playing form swappers, cruisers. What do you think separates a normal challenger player from a Dishsoap type player that always top ladders and win worlds? Everything. Everything. The typical challenge player is not making as sound decisions, is not building as good items consistently, is not choosing the right lines, is not studying as much, is not thinking about the game as much. They just do everything less, and they do everything worse across the board. What separates Dishsoap, and not just Dishsoap, but Weijin, Ironbog, Coco, etc., is that they do everything better. And it might even be small things. When I say everything better, people have this idea of like, they might watch the VOD of a player and they might be looking for some profound aha moment, right? They'll be like, oh, he like rolled and hit at least 2, he's better than me, right? They'll like throw up their hands dismissively, or they'll like look for something crazy, like what is he doing differently, and they're going to look at the synergy bar, they'll look at the augments, they'll look at their positioning, and they like hyper analyze that. And the reality is, this is actually much more common and likely that this is the case. He looks like he's, by the way, pivoting to scrap. The reality is, they might be just doing things 1% better than you, on everything, and it's extremely subtle, but that 1% adds up to be a huge edge. If they make a bunch of decisions across, because in TFT, believe it or not, you actually have a lot of agency in the game, assuming you're not playing in like some stupid Ambessa Golems portal. But you actually have a lot of agency in the game. And so if you're doing things like 1% better across the board, across hundreds of decisions, you're going to have significant edge over someone. Okay, I think Coco, by the way, might be 8th. Reunion, maybe for the Echo. He already has Echo too. Never mind. Do you want that? Okay. Has he actually taken the... Oh, he has sets. Never mind. Oh, 2 Echo 2s. That's tempting. That's very tempting. Sells the Elise. Yeah, it's time. It's time. Double Echo 2. Okay. Okay. That's cool. All right, look at other people's spots here. Mace's Will. Cloning Facility. Moonlight on Zyra. Okay, Zyra 3. Let's see if Coco can actually survive this. Or is he going to die at 4-2 for the 12 loss into an 8th? Damn, double Echo 2. Can someone please explain the Elise items? Oh, it was just that it was his 2-star unit, and she was just holding items. He's just playing backline Elise because he needed a damage source, and Elise was his best carry. That's it. Kind of like in the early game in stage 2, if you have Zyra 2, but you're playing AD, sometimes you play like Last Whisper IE on Zyra 2. That's it. Nothing too crazy. It's just item holding. Darth Noob. Salvage bin pivot. Bow. Sword, tier, rod. Belt. Double Shojin, Nashor's. He has red buff and Sunfire. It's probably Rageblade then. Rageblade Last Whisper. Set 3 and Quick Strikers. You do that when you have too much value, I believe, because sets a 2 cost. And you can activate Rep. You basically duck down from 4 Sentinels to 2, and you just play set for Rebels because you want to activate a calling. That's usually the case. Elia 8 HP. Oh no, Elia is gonna go. He's filling in and goes 8th. That could have been me. Dodged a bullet. Oh wait. Oh, he's not playing too much value. He's playing Starry Night. Well, that also is fine too. Same thing. Elia took the spat. Did he take the spat to deny and then just gonna... Actually, he can turn into an ambush emblem, I suppose. But he, I was wondering if he had the opportunity to just take it and then just grief somebody. Coco hit Vide too. Man, I don't know if Coco's going 8th. I think his board is pretty decent, but he has such a big HP gap to everybody else. Chem Baron Visionary. Heimer is very contested. Oh my god, is this true Biss Heimer? Archangels. Okay. Coco going up against Darth Noob. Double Echo 2. Dang, double Echo 2 is still looking pretty good. Nice. I think Coco can make a top 4. It's just that he has to like run it. Like if there's anybody that has a good matchup to him. No one has like a crazy Sork board online, I think. Noel's a Sork player, but he's playing around Zyra 3. I mean, we'll see. Watch the Heimer. What do you take here? Hive Mind. Ooh, LeBlanc 2. Let's go. Okay, that's good. I think he's looking for... Generally, you want damage when you play a Sentinel because you have so... Oh, kill streak on Heimer. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. Okay. Hive Mind. Magic Expert. Infectious Anomaly. No IE is kind of painful because Nocturne has so much damage left on the table when he doesn't have IE. And then let's go with Brutal Claws. Interestingly enough, you can choose which echo you want to put the anomaly on because it's like the strongest one, aka the unit that you played the most recently. So I'm wondering. Oh god. Never mind. He's got. Wait, what happened to those echoes? They just disappeared in 2 seconds. Oh. Never mind. That Nocturne quick strike player was too strong. He also ate a really bad Shroud. The Shroud actually was really nasty. It stopped him from casting. That Shroud is so nasty. Because it basically stopped the Echo from casting, which stops him from healing, and then he just got bursted down. It was way too bad. You can't eat Shrouds like that. But the problem is that like he needed to position that way because that's how Scrap works. You need to like kind of funnel your damage. Does Jedisaur have Starry Night with no 3 stars yet? Jedisaur has Starry Night with no 3 stars. That's correct. That is correct. He does technically have Renata 3. But he's waiting to see if he needs to use it on Rennie, I suppose. Okay, he's rolling. He's rolling. Oh, another copy of Rennie. Rel? 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 Dupe Renata for Renata 3? Okay, let's share your energy value. Mouse? Oh. I think he should consider putting these items onto Rel now, but we'll see. Because the Rel is the one that has all the stats for share your energy. I think that's important. Where's Worlds being physically held? There's no physical location for it, unfortunately. It all happens at online. That's every set. Every set, Worlds is online. Heimer too. It's like less hype, but it's way more sustainable because they can't really afford to get people's visas. It's also really expensive. I know some people. Oh wait. Oh, he has salvage bin, so he can actually remake to blue buff and. Oh, I forgot that he has salvage bin. I would much rather that they save the budget and hosts 10 more world championships guaranteed than like do one land that probably won't sell out, that they won't have like that won't generate the viewership that oh god. And then they do like 3 worlds and like that's it for TFT because there's just too much money invested in that. And it's so much worse. It's so much worse to like go from doing land to no land. So if they like open the box of like TFT has done like Worlds land and then they like do that, realize it's way too expensive because esports is not profitable in the slightest, then they go back to doing it online. That's like infinitely worse than just like keeping it online and just being like, well, we're gonna keep it that way for sustainability reasons. Yeah, understandable. How would a $21 billion company afford that? If that's your conclusion, like I don't even know what to say. How about this? If you are a person that's really well, okay, you know how rich people stay rich? First of all, they don't spend money. Second of all, if you have a bleeding, gaping amount of money income and you're like, well, I make so much money, it doesn't matter. You have to have serious FU money, but also you have to realize that esports does not make any money. It makes like $0. It's $0 and you're spending millions of dollars a year and it just evaporates. And not only that, you spend millions of dollars to be flamed by idiots in chat who say you're a $1 billion company. It's the meme. It's the meme. Riot could literally, they literally are sending people money in envelopes for like $100 bills, and you're complaining that there's folds in them because it makes $0 back. What are they doing to actually make money? You're a fucking idiot. Sorry, I just want to say it. You're an actual idiot. I don't mean to be like so explicit, because I know some people are watching with their kids. But like, if you're like, oh my god, $1 billion, it's because look at every other company that actually is a $1 billion company that acts like it. You know what they do? They shut down their esports program. They shut down their esports program because they just bleed so much money and they don't make anything back. This is not a charity. It's not a charity. Like, if they want TFT to stick around for a long time, they have to make sure that they're spending reasonably. Do you know why your favorite games die? Is because they get peer pressured into thinking, let's spend a bunch of money for hype that has no actual future. You know why your heart's stuck in TFT? Because you're not managing your gold and econ correctly. You're like, I can roll a few times here. I have... It's the same concept. Yeah, sorry, mate. You're just wrong. Yeah, well, you're an idiot. I don't know. Like you can say that I'm wrong, but you're actually an idiot. You have no concept of fiscal responsibility. You have no understanding of how corporations are structured and work, because this is the esports department. You have no concept of how the esports industry work. And I'm probably guessing you're bad at TFT. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4. See ya. Frodan worked for Riot. I'm actually explaining reality. You know what? It's so much easy. You know what it is? You guys think that being toxic to Riot is like the brave thing to do. You guys actually think that. It's actually crazy how much the grift has gone forward, where they think the brave thing to do is to be immature, is to just complain, and is to just be like calling out Riot because of whatever disgruntled thing that you're at. The brave thing to do is to just be an asshole. Man, it's so brave to just not understand nuance, to be ignorant and just say, quite frankly, stupid shit constantly, and be like, well, you know what? It's so brave. Holy cow. Wow, you're just so honest. They're honest because they don't actually understand scope. They don't understand scope at all. Every esports program in the world is cutting down on spending. Every esports program in the world is trying to get out of it. Why do you think your favorite games are like, quote, dying off or like making all these like... It's because there's no money. There's no money. There's no money. I can't say it again. There's no money in esports. And all you guys want is for them to spend more money because they have money from other departments. That's not how they stay in business. That's not how they spend in business. It's not. The brave thing to do is to educate yourself in this day and age. The brave thing to do is to learn and actually make intellectual points that actually have basis and reasoning, instead of, hey, this person has a bunch of money, that means that they should give it all away. You like that's not how it works at all. That's not how it works at all. You have such a small myopic perspective on how everything works in a free entertainment industry. And the reason why esports is not sustainable is because morons like you ask for free entertainment, don't want to pay for anything, are negative constantly, flame everybody, and then just like wonder where it all went wrong. You have no clue how any of this shit works. And it's frustrating because I've been in it for like 15 years and I just have to deal with actual morons who refuse to educate themselves, and then they praise the people who are like, yeah, call the billion-dollar company bad again. That's the brave thing to do. Imagine reading up on any of the issues that's been constantly pointed out about like how none of this shit is sustainable, and then when they actually try to do it right, and look, I criticize Riot a lot. People are gonna be like, I knew it. Frodan's a shill. He just defends Riot. Wow, what a bootlicker. It's like, if you do that, you're also an idiot because you haven't listened to any of the times I criticize Riot. But the reality is, when it comes to this set of expertise, I know esports really well. I've done it for so long. And when someone pushes back that hard and is just like quadrupling down on being ignorant, I have to correct it, because in this day and age,
Man, I'm getting
there's
more
just so
again.
many clueless people about why. Like, do you know why League of Legends is struggling? Do you know why League of Legends is struggling? It's not because Riot's balance decision or the gotcha mechanics or hex touch test. You know why League of Legends esports is struggling? It's because of money. They don't actually have real money. They have no it is unsustainable. It is unsustainable in its current avenue, and that's because they don't actually they're running into money problems. That's the reality of the situation. Do you know why X is being done? Is probably because of money. There's no money in esports. I want to say it one more time. There's no profitable avenue in esports at the moment. The closest thing to profitable is Kjaos Las Ratones stream, or when is that it? That might be it. It's just, that's it, because he's the only person that like might be doing it in a situation where he could actually be profiting off of it. That's it. I don't even know if he's making profit on it. He might actually be negative already, even though he just started. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm like kind of crashing out on this subject, but it's like there's just actually so many bad takes and so many uneducated people who are so confidently wrong about it that I feel like the need to just set the record straight like one time about this. I'll go back to saying everything about like how I criticize Riot about, but the one thing that I have to say is TFT is just a goddamn money pit. There is zero. When's the last? If they charged $1 for you to watch any of the TFT tournaments, they would lose 99% of their viewership, I think. Like, if they charge $1, that's how little money there is in the competitive scene. I'm trying to just actually set the record straight and be the one to say to actually be brave, because it's so easy to just be like, yeah, Riot spend more money. It's so easy. It's so easy to farm clout. So easy to farm clout. So easy to be in the good graces of everybody by just saying, yeah, Riot bad. Not doing enough. All right, sorry, I'm done. Okay, we can go back to being chill. I actually didn't even talk about this game at all.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again. Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
Iceman and Shinko. Thanks for subbing. Sorry if I know some people like don't want impassioned speech. They want chill vibes. They don't like when people get all emotional and uppity. But it actually like the competitive scene for TFT means a lot to me. And
man, I'm getting more dogged again.
I'm very passionate about the subject. Oh, thank you. Which bottle about that? It's a Simply Modern cup. It's a Simply Modern cup. It's extremely large for no reason at all. But I feel like I hydrate better when I have more water around me. Okay, Darth is at... is he going to win the game here? He actually just popped it. Share your energy, Visionaries. If you want some Riot Flame, I mean, I don't know why they didn't nerf Share Your Energy. That should have been done this patch. I even tried to convince Mortdog. He was not having it. I did listen to him. I disagree fundamentally. When a game is profitable, it's a gift to the community to have an in-person tournament. They are doing that. That's what the LAN is. Riot spent a lot of money on Macau and Vegas, and that is their gift back to the community. And what people want is more. And so that's reasonable to want more, but it's not going to happen. But if that's going to be like the source of bitterness because like they won't have Worlds LAN and make it unsustainable, they're doing it through the form of the opens. So they actually legitimately said that. They actually went on the panels. They went on the panels and said, we do this open because we want to actually give back to the community because TFT is doing well. It's true. I had no idea how share your energy has not been nerfed. Oh, I mean, I had this conversation on my co-stream. I was like saying, I was just telling him, I'm like, listen, man. Okay, the thing is, when I try to convince like someone like Mortdog that it's broken, I try to not say the word broken because I think he has like a reverse reaction to certain words. So if you say like broken or OP or something like that, I feel like Mort will immediately be like, nah, like you're wrong. Like, I think he's like fundamentally like, yeah, let me see if I can pick that apart because he wants to like push back on the idea. So I said I think I use the words very, very, very good, which is basically the best way I can describe it without saying like it's overpowered. But like he was just like, nah, it's like the play rate's kind of low. It's fine. And so he went and checked back the stats, and apparently in the stats it's not out of line, which is actually the interesting thing, which makes me think either two things. One, people aren't picking enough. Because again, Mortdog actually did check the stats on share your energy. One, either it's not picked enough, or two, somehow people are misplaying that augment a lot. Dishsoap said, I spammed Riot to nerf 2 patches. Yeah, Dishsoap actually tried to get it to nerf for a while now, for like a month. But I think the reality is there's internal stats that always like look different. It also goes the opposite too. If they have an anomaly that they don't buff for some reason or whatever, it must look fine in the stats as well, because they're willing to buff a lot of other ones. There's one anomaly that I think is quite horrible, called Headhunter, where it's like you get 15% attack speed and every kill you get more attack speed. That anomaly is actually just straight up trash, in my opinion. But they've never buffed it this set. It literally has never gotten buffed. I'm actually like so surprised because I thought that anomaly is so bad, and yet it's never buffed. That means the stats on it probably are pretty good. That's also probably because people took it from like winning positions and they end up like getting like a good average placement or something like that. I don't know. Are you in favor of nerfing for competitive scene purposes? Yes, but I acknowledge that it doesn't need to revolve around competitive scene, because in the end, do you know what funds a competitive scene? It's the casual player's experience. That's pretty much the reality that you have to live by. So, you know, set. I forgot which set it was. I think China thinks set 10 was like the worst set of all time. It's like one of the worst rated TFT sets ever, because they did not have fun playing it. Headliners were too sweaty. They reduced the bag sizes, and Heartsteel wasn't like the cash out mechanic that they wanted. And when China doesn't like a set commercially, TFT struggles a lot. So, and that's gonna be like depressing to some people, and that might be like, that might be something that may be a source of sadness for a lot of players, because they're like, oh, you know, what they want is not what I want. That's going to be true of almost any game, pretty much. I think every competitive game wants something different than casual player base. But in TFT, it's no different, and it's kind of wild to me because I rate set 10 very highly, very, very highly. Agreed. I dislike set 10 a lot. So sure, there's some people who like really dislike set 10, but I personally think set 10 is one of the best. It's like top 3 for me. I think set 10 was super fun, and that's in spite of its problems. There were actually a lot of problems with set 10, but I like set 10. Ghost of Friends Past. So we got AP loose streak. Let's just briefly recap this. That way I'm not losing track of what's happening. Tactician's Kitchen with Dominator Emblem for Coco. Lucky Gloves. Wandering Trainer into Open Fort. Open Fort into Scrap. Enforcer with +1. Expected Unexpectedness into 10 free rerolls. Hooray! I think that's pretty bad. I think the thing about Unexpectedness is that it actually can high roll really hard, but 10 free rerolls is... It's not that like the rerolls are bad. Like obviously if you can use it to hits, it'd be good, but it just feels like you want more out of your Prismatic. But maybe he uses it to hit early family and then he spikes like the artifact and like that, and it could be pretty good. And then another Wandering Trainer with Bruiser, Scrap, and Quick Striker. I did not play between set 7.5 and 11, but 12 felt bad compared to old sets, with this set being really good. Well, I mean, part of the reason why set 12 felt so bad is because the balance was pretty terrible. And again, I'm gonna put on my Riot criticism hat because people love that shit. This set has been pretty good in balance, but it better be, because set 12 was one of the worst balanced sets in quite some time, in set 9.5. And it feels like periodically they repeat this like once a year, where they have like a set that's just horrendously balanced. To the point where it feels like it's very cyclical, and we just actually expect bad balance. But I think that might just be what TFT is, because it's just so complex. But that being said, I like what Shred Muda is saying. Just because if a set sucks to play, having positive qualities doesn't make it underrated. That is also true. Is Genesaur always this Giga Chad? I don't think he's like... I don't know if he's like limit testing as much as he is playing in tournaments. I don't think he plays like this all the time, but it's cool that he's willing to take some high variance augments and really make it work. Because remember, yesterday he was taking Warpath multiple times. It also could be that Genesaur knows that people are watching Scrim, so maybe he's trying to put it on a show. Like low key, trying to use Scrims to build a brand, which I don't even mind. I think TFT could use a few more Giga Chads. You know, he actually reminds me of like the way that Zuko would play. That Zuko plays kind of like a Chad. So, if anything, if Genesaur continues to like do stuff like this and like take high variance stuff and makes it work from like awkward positions, he actually might develop a reputation as being like that. Some players are just trolling Scrims. Oh yeah, for sure. That's why like you can't take Scrim results super seriously. But if he takes this stuff at Worlds, that's a different issue. I'm always frustrated about games not allowing modding, considering all great games come from community mods. Also agreed. In fact, I'm pretty sure I saw this yesterday, but I'm pretty sure the next big game probably already exists in some like Roblox custom game, maybe Minecraft server or something like that. Like the next big hit that'll send the gaming industry on fire, and then like maybe start a new esports thing or whatever, is probably like some custom game. Some 13-year-old made a Roblox map and is like actually crazy. Quality over quantity. Is it still like an emissary setup when you play quality over quantity? Ironbog is a really interesting player. He has always really interesting ideas on what to play. With Academy, I don't understand why people stack the same item on one unit on IE. Can you explain it? Yeah, so on Academy, you actually get damage amp. Copies of sponsored items grant bonus max health and damage amp. Academy units holding sponsored items get double the amount. And so you get actually a lot of damage amp. So if he gets to Infinity Edge, he gets 5%, but that's doubled. So you stack 3 Infinity Edges, you get 30 damage amp, which is basically like adding a Giant Slayer onto your champion. Or a little bit more, because Giant Slayer, I believe, is 25 damage amp. So it's kind of like adding a 4th item. Pretty dang good. And yeah, you just get a bunch of stats. Plus, it's like a free item, so there's a lot to like about it. Wasn't TFT based on something called auto chess? Yes, it was. And the thing about auto chess was that I think Valve tried to buy the studio or try to like hire the people to do it. They said, for whatever reason, they said no. Maybe they couldn't agree on terms. Maybe they don't trust Valve. But for whatever reason, they said no, and they made their own auto chess game to release. And they even did $1 million tournament. They did $1 million World Championship LAN, and well, then they couldn't maintain the popularity, and they ran out of money. They couldn't do it, so they stopped doing it. Kind of going back to what we said before. They were profitable, so they gave back, and then they stopped doing it. So yeah. What's the unexpected? Oh right, I missed the rolls. It looks like he got 4 costs, because or gold. It looks like you get gold. You either get gold or you get 4 costs, or like an artifact if you roll it. And then Valve released their own auto battler. Have any of you guys played it before? It's called Dota Underlords. This guy has double scrap. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's why you take Wandering Trainer. Basically a cheese, stuff like that. Double Doms. Valve has their own auto battler called Dota Underlords, and they released one really bad patch called... ironically enough, it was the Underlords patch, I think. Underlords were like...
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
I think it's like Legends from Set 9 for Underlords. And they released like that patch, and then it was like awful, and then Valve like stopped updating it, from my understanding. Flipping sides, 14 months. I usually see you as being a bridge in the community when it comes to discourse and educating TFT viewers. Unban the morons. They just had a difference in opinion. And as you said, they may be coming from a place of ignorance. There's too much intolerance for opinions in the world at the moment. All right, well, if we say it's so... Okay, well, if you say it's so nicely like that, sure. I'll unban. Wait, are they already unbanned? Raptor, can you unban that guy? Okay, also part of it was that it was like partially for content. If I was actually having this conversation over a dinner table, I wouldn't be getting all of it. It was part of it is because every now and then you gotta crack it out. Sometimes you gotta let it out. Part of it was the content. Or should I just say, oh, I was trolling, guys. I was just joking. That Frodan guy's so funny. Just a prank, bro. Yep, just a prank. JK. He's right. Slipping Sides is right. There's a lot of intolerance for people who disagree with you, and the reality is, I want to be able to have conversations with people I disagree. I mean, I had an entire co-stream with someone who I think might be fundamentally opposed to me on like 90% of topics. I had Milk. I co-stream with Milk. I welcome discourse. I welcome people I disagree with, and I have to deal with this guy on a daily basis. He DM'd me again yesterday. Let me read what he wrote yesterday. Well, actually, he was he was DMing. Milk was DMing me about CS2 scams yesterday. By the way, watch out, man. YouTube streaming apparently is like a bunch of scams for Counter-Strike. Where they're doing a bunch of giveaways and stuff like that. But so we can agree on that. Yeah. But I welcome that. I usually welcome this. All right. Let's see. Noel's playing Blazing Soul, Lucky Gloves into Academy, double Prismatic. I think the chances of Prismatic. Oh, it's Prismatic Party. Derp. I didn't update this. Too busy crashing out. Too busy crashing out. I don't play Counter-Strike. Don't worry. Don't get into it. Counter-Strike is honestly a gateway for gambling these days. Unironically. If you play Counter-Strike long enough, you just start gambling for skins. and then yeah. You're just in some alleyway trying to do one more skin case opening. Just play TFT instead. You can gamble without spending any money. That's what TFT mainly is. Just a spot for a way for you to scratch your gambling itch. You gamble with time. Ooh, the most priceless currency you have. Want immovable objects for Wet Jungler? Wet Jungler's spot is kind of mid. I actually am not a fan of this into scrap, but we'll see. I've always been on the edge of like wandering trainer into scrap unless you hit like something else. I mean, he did hit immovable object, which is good, but it did get nerfed. It's probably fine. It's just that it's like pretty low tempo and it's triple prismatic and it feels like easy for you to just like miss for 2 rounds and that's your game. We'll pay attention to this though. Also, I'm not so sure about enforcers these days either. There's a lot of like spots I'm not so sure about. Cast a God, if he hits 9 scrap though. The +2. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well played. That's the game. That's the game. We'll see. We'll see if someone can. We'll see if someone can keep up with that. TS skins are literally NFTs. It's fabricated scarcity. You know, that was the argument that a lot of NFT people use. Oh, it's like CSGO skins. But with a funny monkey on it. But it's like, it's CSGO skins. But you got this little penguin. Like, well, does it do anything? It's like, not really, but it's cute. Well, actually, that's not true. If you actually had one of those monkeys, you actually were allowed to go on cool yachts and hang out with other people who had monkeys. I actually haven't paid attention to the NFT thing in a long time. Are they like completely worthless now? I have no idea.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
Okay, bronze for life. Wedge Jungler's in a pretty terrible spot. Oh, no, it's Greater Moonlight. Oh, trying to go for Powder 4. Power Fish next to the Prime. I just got Diamond TFT. How good is it? If you look at your profile on LOL Chess, it'll tell you what percentage you are of the player base. If that's what you're asking, what percentile you're in. I would say that the average player right now in TFT is Platinum. And that maybe Platinum skewing towards Emerald. But Diamond means that you're above average compared to the casual player. If you're talking about like competitive scene, usually your journey into the competitive scene starts around Masters. But just play at your own pace. Doesn't really matter if you know, don't feel rushed to have to hit Masters just because other people are judging you off of other competitive players. 50% is high gold. Oh. I kind of thought it would be Platinum. Because Emerald like inserted a new rank, so I thought it was like Visions. You know? I mean, the reality is a lot of people who play TFT just play it as like a side thing alongside something else. Like they play TFT while watching their favorite TV shows. They play TFT because they're tired of just queuing up Summoner's Rift, which, you know what? I get it, man. Summoner's Rift kind of sucks. It's like a fun game when it's great, but it's like pretty terrible when it sucks. So I get it. And a lot of people just like take like a lot of people. Okay, yeah, these guys are trolling Scrims. What is this? These guys are just straight up trolling Scrims. Golden egg. Actually, you know what it is? He's not trolling Scrims. He's practicing for checkmate. He's practicing for checkmate. Whoa. Mordog said repeatedly that TFT is profitable. Yeah, TFT is in fact, you could actually argue that TFT is one of the best performing things at Riot, period. I mean, you look at the conversation around Arcane. Did you guys see any of the headlines around that? Arcane cost how many dollars to make? And everyone's like, and how many players join League of Legends from it? And they're like judging the player numbers and like that. There's not many things that are very profitable at Riot, but TFT is one of them. I'm tired of losing real money on NBA games. Play TFT. Why lose real money on honestly like terribly refereed game? You know what the worst thing about gambling on real sports is? The referees and umpires. But you like know like not all of them are clean. Especially in this day and age. That's like the worst thing about it, man. Don't gamble on sports. Gamble on TFT. It's free. It's fun. You get to learn a new language of emotes and milk. And best of all, your chibis will love you back, unlike your family who probably hate you now because you lost all your gambling on sports. Is he going to be able to win any fights with Golden Egg? Is anyone playing Enforcer Flex? Kevin Parker is playing Enforcer, but it's not really Enforcer Flex. He's just playing 8 Enforcers. He still called the Kjaos. Got double Zeeks. But he's not really Enforcer Flexing. My jungler's already dead. I mean, I already told you I didn't like his scrap spot, but he didn't even make it to Anomaly. Sadly. Kasagod is very, very likely to win the game. He has Rumble 2 on 8 Infectious Anomaly. That is wraps. That is wraps. So now everyone's playing for second. In fact, Ironbog taking Golden Egg is even more suspicious because he should know. If he's hard sweating, he should know that Kasagod is playing for 9 scrap. And so, like, he needs to preserve HP. So it makes it a more questionable pick to take Golden Egg, even if you're, like, limit testing. But you know what? Part of it is that Golden Egg got buffed. So maybe he's just trying to see if the Golden Egg buffs were significant. Also, he rolled to 0. Okay. Well, thankfully he got a decent one. Projective healing on Garen with quality over quantity is actually pretty good. Did you already do the dev learning? I'll probably do that. Do you guys want to do that after this game? Maybe after 2 games? After this game or after the next game, we'll do a dev learning article. Because that'll be like when people like are up in North America completely. So it'll be like peak times. Peak times. I get to put on my... I get to play both sides. Call me Ludwig. I get to play both sides and come out ahead. Blaze Riot for their esports for like 30 minutes. And then read their dev learnings article and pick it apart. Bulky buddies. All right, so we won 1 fight. Usually the magic number is 3. Usually the magic number is 3. You with golden egg, you try to win 3 fights and then you can cash out with multiple lives. If you win 2, chances are you're gonna be at 1 life when you cash out. If you do cash out, so he's still looking for 2. There's a very reasonable scenario where Ironbog dies without cashing out his egg in a triple prismatic lobby. Giant size. Share your energy with Zeke's and Garen as the share your energy. Very awkward. Expected unexpectedness into emissary AD. Yeah, not very good. And then Kevin Parker stuck on 1 stars. 1 star Vi, 1 star Kaylin. So these are like prime candidates to bot 4. Although they can't all bot 4. Tarteman, Kevin Parker, Jetasaur, and Ironbog can't all bot 4. Also, Dominator Elise from Coco. But you guys know the problem, which is you're stuck on Elise 1, and Elise is very, very contested. Always hard to reliably play around it. But Dominator Elise sounds interesting. I like the way Coco limit tests. I think he actually has really interesting ideas about how to set things up. But sadly, wait, Kjaos got lost? He lost with 9 scrap. Whoa. Whoa, interesting. I didn't expect him to lose for the rest of the game. I guess he does have like 1 star Elise, 1 star Quirky, 1 star Echo still. I guess I haven't checked on his board because I just assumed he was gonna win. But they overbuff Ghost Defense Pass. It's possible that this augment is now busted. Are pro players allowed to have some sort of note listed with them during matches? Yes, you're allowed to bring like a piece of paper up that's blank. But you're not allowed to bring like pre-prepared notes. I don't think it's like even helpful to even have that though. I feel like taking your eyes off the screen is generally not helpful in TFT. It's like such a information dense game that it feels like if you break eyesight lines with the game, you like lose focus on things. Which is why streaming is actually kind of hard. Because streaming is like you have to look at chat and then you just like lose focus. Even just like not looking at the game for 3 seconds can break your line of can break your train of thought. I didn't know there's any restrictions. Oh, I thought you were talking about like on stage. Oh, if you're talking about like online, if you're online, you're allowed to look at stats and stuff. Except for if you're Chinese or you're European, you're not allowed to. Because those people play at LAN centers and they're not allowed to. But if you live in a region where you have no LAN, you're allowed to. Can you check on Bog's cash out? He's not cashing out yet, is he? Oh, he's cashing out next turn. Oh, he won 3 in a row. Oh, beast mode. Dinosaur's dead. Kevin Parker's dead. What's that spooky roaring thing during the game? It's the dragon. It's like a sound thing that just triggers on anomaly. With you in Japan, who am I supposed to watch Worlds with? You can watch it with Mort Dog. Fawn, Gold, Radiant Shojin. Wait, that's actually so troll because of quality over quantity. Okay, well, I mean, I guess he could play multiple. Okay, that's actually so silly. Haha. Oh, man. You can combine it with another item, though. So he could, like, play Radiant Shojin on, like, with an actual other item, but it's so silly. Yeah, he can stack it. He can stack it, but that's functionally useless. Because he's still incentivized to spread his items for the item quality. The Shojin's from Carousel? Is it? Oh, then why? I thought it was radiant on bench. I thought it's only radiant if it equipped though. Oh, then I must have misunderstood. I thought this augment said that like I thought it like stays normal and then when you equip it, it turns radiant. It was a visual bug. Oh, okay, maybe. Oh, it was equipped on a carousel unit. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, in that case, never mind. Not a big deal. It's just a bunch of golden fawn, which I guess is like not that great. Also, is Kasagod going to lose out to Tarteman? Does Tarteman actually win? This is the rematch. Tarteman versus Kasagod. This is Heimer Visionary so good that it beats 9 scrap? I mean, he got stunned by the Elise. Part of it could be his positioning. Because he's eating the Aegis. That Aegis. Oh, Tarteman's dead. Gold and fawn is ideal since he has quality over quantity. Trying to think about that. Maybe? Yeah, like I can see it, but like I feel like you actually still want powerful items. Whether it's support items, artifacts, things like that, because you can really like at this stage of the game, quality of quantity a lot of times wants to power stack at least one carry, because radiant items are really good, but you still kind of want to have like a dedicated. You do want team effort wins, but a lot of times in these kinds of lobbies, you might want to triple stack a unit as well. Also, it's not necessarily just about what the cash out is. It's also what you paid to get it. He did win a lot of his fights on stage 5 though, so but part of it's like Golden Egg trades a bunch of HP, like a ton of HP for all that as a cash out. Is that worth? Okay, 9 scrap probably takes it here. If the only person that could beat him was Tarteman in scaling, I think that should be it. It's a good third from Noel and Ironbog. Golden egg into second. I mean, quite frankly, even if Ironbog got like another radiant item, I don't think that'd be enough. Like if you got another radiant item off of the golden egg, then it wouldn't have been enough. Because like the fact that he got golden egg, cashed out reasonable time, got second. A-okay, good enough. This combo is actually so insane. I can't believe it. And then he like rolled on 4-1 and hit Rumble instantly. It's too good. Do you guys think odds on 8 for 5 cost need to go down? But then some people will say that it's too much RNG then for 5 costs. Like you're never gonna hit your 5 costs. But they also have a lot, like part of the reason why is because they inflated the, like going back to the inflation conversation, there's so much more resources in golden TFT now. So it does feel like you have way more access to hitting things on 8 with legendaries. So like on gold subscription and other things like that, you have so much gold that it feels like almost inevitable to hit something like someone's going to spike something like 2-star or 5 cost on 8s. And it feels like a big warping. Like the biggest impact of it is that people are going to hit 2-star 5 cost on 8 fewer times. But I don't even know the... Well, they're also going to cap less often with, because they're going to miss more on 8. Please know Enforcer and Rebel Roulette is already miserable. Well, I mean, you can immediately adjust other things too. So you can make the mid-game, the mid-break points of those traits better. You can make those 5 costs slightly less impactful as the vertical. I mean, the other option is, well, you can keep it as it is, and then you can also increase the frequency of it, which I don't think is also the issue. Is the answer either. I mean, maybe that's just gonna be an existing point that just is in TFT, which is like people are gonna high roll their 5 costs. I think vertical power injection of 5 costs need to be balanced better. Rumble, early, Set, LeBlanc, Caitlyn all have too much power at 8 for verticals. Yeah, agreed. I think that the traits are too dependent on 5 costs. This set, that part I agree with. That was the part of Milk's argument against Mort that I agreed with and had wished that he articulated better. But he did not do a good job convincing a lot of people, because I mean he did convince some people, but not as many people as he was hoping for, because I don't think he articulated that point as well. But in his defense, he's not that good of a debater. Even by his own admission, he's not like that good with like the words, as he would say. So yeah. Why is there no Radiant Spatula? It doesn't even... it's kind of hard to even understand what a Radiant Spatula would even do. Like, what does it do? Like, a Radiant Spatula gives you 2 of a trait? That sounds too good. Then what else would you do with it? Give you stats? It just feels like an extra thing for the sake of having it. If Milk went to more in-person TFT events, he might be a better communicator. Oh, he actually does go to a bunch of TFT events. And believe it or not, he's improved so much. Wait. This actually looks kind of winnable against the 9 scrap player. Whoa. What the heck? That Mordekaiser went crazy. I wonder if Kassagot is greeting too much of this Aegis value. Also, I mean, Cassie is playing some awkward items here. Rage Blend Corky's not imagining it is actually that good. Scrap is so bad now. Well, 9 scrap is still really good. I mean, it should still win the game. I'm surprised that it's even losing a little bit. That's 5 cost champ. I mean, at peak power, are we like talking like, do you give time for them to invest and fully get into it? That's probably Rumble, because you can power him up like crazy. But in terms of its like overall versatility, I mean, Jace is still really hard to beat. You know, I think a really underrated 5 cost right now is Savika. I think Savika is actually quite solid as a splash unit. It actually still might be Rumble, by the way, just because he offers utility and really good traits. Like Sentinel is good. Rumble gives you anti-heal. He can hold random items. If you're playing an AD comp and you're like, I can't use these rods, just put on Rumble. Rumble can just be like a random off tank. He also, you can just click self-destruct button and you instantly get a burst of damage. I'm pretty sure like Rumble's still probably the best overall. Okay. I'm surprised that he even lost that one fight. I think it was probably just fight RNG. APAC coaches versus our NA coaches like Frodan. I'm just saying that if I coach Vitality, my job would be one job only, and it would be to, according to Milk, would just be to tell Soju and Satsuko to go to a hotel and go to sleep and go take care of yourselves. And apparently that would be the only coaching needed to help Vitality win. And if so, that sounds like the easiest paycheck stealing of the century. All I have to do is just tell them to password lock them out of their PC and make them go take a nap. Which honestly doesn't even sound that bad of a gig. Yesterday, I saw Opala's game. He had 4-star Jinx 3, Warwick 4-star Vi with 6 family. And he got one shot by 3-star LeBlanc. That sounds crazy. 3-star Warwick.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
There's a new video on the 5 players to watch for Worlds. Let me see. Maybe Gangly's got me. Dishsoap, thanks for the 2 months. All right.
Arcane Tactician's Crown takes place. The TFT into the Arcane Tactician's Crown takes place this weekend. In it, 40 competitors from around the world will take their shot at the Tactician's Crown and their share of the $470,000 prize pool. Last set title became the first ever 2-time world champion of TFT,
the GOAT,
bringing the title back to the APAC region. In set 13, he picked up exactly where he left off at the Macau Open, nearly winning the event and back-to-back international championships. With a direct invitation straight into the Tactician's Crown, Title will have a chance to defend his title against the world. As a primer for the event, I'm going to break down the favorites and my 5 players to watch.
What? He's going to make me click this YouTube video? All right, I'll click this YouTube video. I'll click it, and I will like it, but I'm going to mute it and let it play through because I'm a homie like that. The YouTube cares about the likes and stuff like that, but they also care about if you're actually watching it. If you click it and then you if you don't watch it, then it actually penalizes you. So I'm gonna do the full tech is I unmute, let it play, and I mute the tab because I have to. Actually, well, the game hasn't started yet. I'll unmute.
Region. In set 13, he picked up exactly
who are the favorites,
3
Gangly?
times at the set championships before this set. Those players are Title, Double 61, Binteum, Dishsoap, Wade Iverson, and Eoso Lucas.
This guy picked Binteum.
Title, Dishsoap, and Double 61 are all previous world champions. Dishsoap has qualified to his 4th consecutive set championship. Wade Iverson and Binteum have both placed top 4 at previous events.
Artifact
this championship
Anvil.
Is going to be a...
And Lucas. He picked Lucas as well. Listen, man, Lucas ain't a pushover. He's pretty solid. But Lucas, I think, is actually quite an underdog. I wouldn't peg him as a favorite. And it's not because he's from Brazil. It's because I think Lucas is very hot or cold. He is... If you actually looked at his stats, Gangly, doesn't he actually have like one of the highest 8th rates of all players at Worlds? He's very, very volatile and streaky. He's not a favorite. I think he's an underdog. And this guy... come on, man. You can't... How is he not going to... I feel like Gangly would hop all over someone like Ironbog. This guy just has to research Ironbog for two days, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This guy deserves a hype. And then also, where's the love for Les Coco? Where's the love for Les Coco? Top 5. I'm going to pick one from each region, and then I'll pick a bonus. And I would say Americas, Dishsoap, APAC, Ironbog. EMEA is Coco. From China, I would pick one, and then I'm going to go Wasian. But I also think that another person on the low that could really pop off is Morris from Vietnam. I think that guy's very good. No title? Oh, well, the thing is about title. Okay, so the thing about title is that I don't have any visibility into his form. He hasn't played in a lot of tournaments this set, and he's only played ladder. And he stomped the Japanese ladder and the NA ladder, so he's definitely high up there. But like I also, okay, this is gonna sound okay. Let me finish explaining before you guys jump over me. But Title actually has some problems with the eye test. There's a lot of times when Title does stuff that is really crazy, that almost look like it's not a good decision. And I'm not alone in thinking this, actually. He has the results for sure, but he also makes mistakes. The thing about Title is that he's clutch and that he has results, and he's also he has a unique perspective on the game, so he's always going to be like a super threat in the tournament. But I think his eye test looks weaker than other players. I think his eye test looks weaker than other players, and I'm just being extremely real right now. I'm keeping it a buck. There's been times where I'm like, that looks kind of shaky, man. And but it works out for him a lot of times, and he doesn't seem like he gets nervous compared to other players, so, or at least less nervous than other players. And everyone, and experience goes a really long way. It's not just, the thing is, eye test is also a faulty thing sometimes, because you could look really good going into the tournament, and then on game day, you're a ball of nerves, you get tilted, and all of a sudden you can't play well. Taito has this thing where if it's stupid, it works. It's not stupid. Yeah. I mean, like his eye test is just weird, man. I think I kind of want another top player to be able to say the same thing. But I feel like a lot of them don't want to disrespect him. And it sounds disrespectful. But the thing is, I would put Taito at like 7th or 8th. And that's still pretty good. Like he's absolutely one. If you were to go top 8, aka people most likely make final lobby, he's in there. I'd probably put him at like 7 or 8, but I don't think he's like, I wouldn't put him as like the favorite to win worlds. I think that's like using results to analyze who you think, like you're using results to predict the future, and that's not how you do, that's not how it works in TFT. You can't just say like, well, this guy won, so he's the most likely person to win next. I mean, he said that after picking Ironbog, who won regionals back to back, and picked Guan. But to be fair, I actually did say that those people were very likely to win their regionals as well. It's also, I also picked Dishsoap to win regionals, and he missed by like 2 points. So, yeah. TFT stats are descriptive, not prescriptive. Man, this guy is a full-on TFT caster, doing the fancy-ass wordplay to try to make a concise point. Bro's been cooking that one up for days. Dude, save it for the broadcast. Save it for the broadcast. Man. Save it for the broadcast. What is this Mickey Mouse server? Come to EUNE. Bro, I don't want to face Raptor on his 5th Smurf account. EUNE. Two-trick tempo for Binteum. Okay, looking good so far. I generally struggle with two-trick when I play it. Maybe it's because I'm not the best tempo player. I'm actually not really sure if I have any strength as a TFT player. I think my strength is that I know a lot of lines, but I don't know. I don't have like a deep mastery over a lot of them. I have like cursory understanding, and that's like pretty intentional because I want to be able to add commentary to almost anything that I see. But as a result, I think I'm not as sharp on things that like a lot of other top players are good at. So I think things like two-trick, for example, is like, how good are you at managing your tempo? I know that, but the thing is, I feel like Dishsoap also has talked about this augment, and he said that he doesn't really like it as much because I think it's like overrated for tempo because it just falls off really hard. And if you mess up your early streak, or if people also spike early, the advantage of win streaking, or you lose your advantage of win streaking and you're falling behind. Sometimes you do take it though, especially if you're on Warwick's Hunger or something where you need that immediate tempo, you take it. But I've always struggled to make it work for me in lobbies where people have like good openers. And it feels kind of like if you lose streak with like, you know, going long, or I don't know, in the past people used to say like build different or something, but that's not true now. Are you the official caster? No, I'm not. I'm not an official caster. I retired from TFT casting. I'm old now. Nowadays, I just sit and complain about what I read in chat. That's what I do now. I'm one of those guys. Dude, Raptor keeps posting this image of Lucas on 3-5 with 1-star Nocturne, 1-star Akali, 1-star Set, 1-star Twisted Fate, level 6, 30 gold, a Mumu 2. Dude, come on, man. He low rolled one game. Just let him go. Let him go. He was limit testing. how old are you? How old do you think I am? If you don't already know my age. Actually, maybe a better question. How old do I act? What would you perceive my emotional maturity to be at? 40. That's a compliment, I think. Slightly younger than Mort Dog. That is accurate. What? This guy has 6 Nocturnes already. With Sniper's Focus Nocturne. Spencer. This is actually a really heavy NA lobby. Darth, Precedent, Spencer. Tristana. Oh, we're playing Fishbones. Tristana. Unless he's trying to pivot to Nocturne and contest Darth. But Darth has 6 of them already. I wouldn't contest that. You guys, how come he's not combining his 3 2-star Nocturnes? Is he stupid or what? Why are people saying in the 60s? It's making me think that you guys don't know anybody in their 60s. Like, you couldn't even name one person outside your family who is 60 years old. You know who's in their 60s? Tom Cruise. Wait, let me see. Actually, is that true? He's 62 years old. This dude is jumping on and off planes, and he's in his 60s. Like, holy cow, man. Everything all right? Hey, have fun. Oh, can you give me a... Tom Cruise is kind of crazy. Well, yeah, I mean, he does his own stunts, and he's a Scientologist. Like, what else do you need to know? A 2-sentence description of everything you need to know about Tom Cruise. He is a psychopath. He is willing to die on, like, a daily basis on the film set, and he has a question to ask you. Have you ever felt stressed lately? Like, the burden of the world is just upon your shoulders. That's how they always get you, man. Have you had trouble dealing with anxiety? Oh my god, every day. After you're on a warning, I gotta stop posting that link. Seriously. Would you let Tom babysit your kids? Not really. I don't think so. I would let Milk babysit my kids before Tom Cruise. Actually, you know, Milk was really good with Bryce's kids. I talked about this if you guys missed it, but I actually, the day after regionals, Milk came to hang out with us and Bryce, and we had like a family outing. And by outing, I mean we stayed inside. So a family ending, and Bryce was really good with, or sorry, Milk was really good with the kids. Did Ironbog send it for 2 Nocturnes? You mean Darth? Or for Spencer? Because Spencer, I think Spencer's playing Tristana. Dude, there's no way that people would contest Nocturne. When you see Darth having 6 and this far ahead, I think it's suicide to contest. Oh, wait. Oh, you're saying Iron... Oh, wait, you're right. He did send it. What? I mean, I think that's suicide. He has Starry Night, so it's less suicide. Never mind. He has Starry Night. Bryce is not good with it. No, Bryce is amazing. Bryce actually might be one of the best dads I've ever seen. He would definitely be a member of the Fro Daddy Club if he was still around in TFT. Bryce is an amazing dad. It's just that Milk was also very good with him, with his kids. His kid loves Sesame Street, so she loves role playing as Elmo. And Milk was just like hanging out, and they were communicating, and they were playing, and they were like building a bunch of houses and stuff like that. And it was so funny. She would just basically drag him everywhere in the house and boss him around, and he was like saying, and just like kind of going along with it. It was very, very cute. I think Milk will probably be a good dad. I would say probably because you never know until you're actually doing it, but I think he'll be a pretty good dad. The funny thing was he kept trying to teach her multiplication. She's 3 years old, and he kept trying to teach her math. And so whenever they would be they would take turns. She would be like, okay, it's time for you to drink your milk, and she would give him an empty milk toy cartridge, right, like a carton, and be like, it's time for you to like play house with her. And he'd be like, okay. And he's like, do you know what 3 plus 3 is? And she would just like ignore him. and then when he finally like tripled down on it, he'd be like, no, but like, do you know what 3 plus 3 is? And she would say, what did she say? What did she say, Taylor?
The first time she said it's more than 1, which is true. And then she was like, it doesn't matter, which I think is also true.
It's more than 1. It doesn't matter. That's what she said. I thought that was awesome. The smart kid. Thank you, Taylor. You bought me a protein bar. All right, Pressman playing Kember and Visionaries. Prismatic pipeline. She's already better with numbers than most TFT players. Damn. He's right. It's just so funny. She was not having it at all. So that was the entire dynamic for like 2 hours. She was just dragging him around, playing house, bossing him around. And then he was just trying to teach her arithmetic. I think it's probably because he feels like that's what good parents do. Teach their kids math. just trying to educate her. Wow, Dishsoap. 2-star, 3 costs. Pretty good without having to roll. Does Dishsoap have 2 Pit Fighter emblems? Oh, he does. Oh, Dishsoap is having 8 Pit Fighter. Sorry. Knight's Vow. Okay. Wow, interesting. A rare spot where Dishsoap would take something like Knight's Vow. I feel like I would consider Zeke's. Oh, no, but he has Silver Mirror Dawn. Ah. Silver Mirror Dawn locks your attack. Okay. Well, because Pit Fighters has so many melee champions, so it feels like Zeke's really good in those frontline melees. But the Knight's Vow. Okay. The PP strikes again. Who's the best watch collection in TFT? Probably Soju. Toronto Tokyo probably could have the best watch collection, but I don't think he cares enough about it. Soju actually has a really sick watch collection. Wait, let's see if Dishsoap can hit 8 Pit Fighter. He needs to hit Savika. No Savika, no Vi yet. Rennie 3 for BO. Meal 3. Scar. Scar is just basically unplayed in these variations now because you don't care that much about Firelight on Echo. Wow, that's a huge spike. Oh my gosh. He cashed out. 3-star Rennie, 3-star Smeech, Radiant Titan or Radiant Hodge. Perfect 1, almost perfect 0. Why does anyone care about watch collections? Well, I mean, first of all, there's Watches are like a fashion accessory as well. I mean, it's not really practical anymore to tell time. Like, who cares about telling time on a watch? You have your phone and clocks. But watches are kind of like a accessory for fashion or whatever. And also, they actually surprisingly are a pretty decent store of value. Like, watch appreciation is a very real thing. Much better than like cars. Like, if I were to have a watch collection or a car collection, I would 1000% rather have a watch collection. And second of all, it's like, I mean, people just like collecting things. Like, why do people care about having chibis in TFT? Because they're kind of cool and they're cute and they love me. You know, even if I go 8th place, they still emote and cheer for me if I ask them to. Don't say anything about Pokemon collectors. Well, Pokemon collectors are just... the Pokemon scalpers are just sick people, man. I see like enough content around that. There's like some scalpers who are like fighting. It's actually so funny. There's a video that went viral over 2 Pokemon people trying to scalp at like Walmart or something like that. And they were trying to like... They were trying to get in front of each other to be first, but they don't want to actually like assault the other person, so they only push each other with their like shoulders and hips. It's like a straight up comedy sketch, the way that they were like, is like, and these are 2 dudes who are kind of like built, you know, but they're trying not to like be violent to each other. I don't think they want to get in trouble. It just felt so funny, but also like pretty sad. Okay. How's Precedent doing? Precedent's struggling with the 1 stars, but he does have a duplicator. Is he gonna rip it on anybody? Dishsoap also still looking for that Savika, so Precedent's holding for one of them. Dude, Precedent's ratting Dishsoap? Nah, he's gonna sell. He's gonna sell. Dude, I didn't have to work together. Did we not learn anything from China? Oh, he sold. Okay's business. Ironbog. Oh, Dishsoap has Savika now. What champion league has the best watch collection? Oh man, I have no idea. Whoever's a trinket collector. Whoever's a rich champion. Wolf Familiars. That's actually really good with Silvermere Dawn. It's really, really good. It's actually perfect synergy. Because Silvermere Dawn gives you so much AD, and the wolves scale off your AD. What does he have here? Brutal Claws. Calling card into Rebel. Oh, weird. That's interesting. Precedent. Share your energy. Binteum. Gangly's favorite. Dual wielding. No, I think Binteum has capability of doing well too. Binteum would be a deserving winner of Worlds. I agree with that. Scuttle familiar. Spencer with Tristana. Ooh. Let's watch some Fishbone's Trist. Zillion is a good answer. The thing about Zillion is that aren't like eccentric guys like that who have an obsession with things like that, like with time. I feel like Zillion would be the guy who also has no watches. Like he would either have all the watches or 0 watches. People who have that kind of personality are very extreme like that. Okay, BO looks like he's not going 8th. Ironbog playing Contested Nocturne. I think this is a pretty big macro. In my opinion, I think it's a macro error. I would not want to play it. And maybe he took Starry Night and committed already. And then Darth took Cloning Facility and took all of it. So if anything, it looked like Darth just like straight up rugged Ironbog, just like pulled it from under him. Just like, because Ironbog probably had a good spot for it, and then Darth noob just like basically natural too many copies of it to ever miss. Oh, Dishsoap. Dishsoap got 8 Pit Fighter. You got the Vi. All right, let's see it. 8 Pit Fighter. He's live right now. You can ask him. Robin? Dude, Robin doesn't even have a watch, I think. Dude, this Savika cooks. And you got the double wolves. 8 Pit Fighter. It's crazy too because his board quality is not that good. He has 2-star GP, 2-star Urgot, and Elise, and that's about it. He's playing like 1-star Draven, 1-star Savika, 1-star Vi, and he's crushing. Do you think he beats the Chem Baron board? Not currently, but he can definitely if he upgrades. Do the wolves stun? Yes, the wolves actually have synergy with Silvermere Dawn. The holders attack on the targets. Oh my god. Look at that. The stuns. The stuns. Oh my god. Wait, actually, he might actually just beat Theo right now. Poor Starry Night guy couldn't even hit Nocturne 3. Yeah, he's just too far behind. Nocturne is a comp that requires you to kind of punish stage 3. That's where he's like, that's where his best strength lies. And he was just really far behind on that. Wait, Bio lost? Wait, he lost a double? Oh. Wait, what? Really? I kind of thought his board was good. I guess no combat. I mean, does have Radiant Refractor, though. Dude, I think this Visionary board is crazy strong. Visionaries are, like, ridiculous. And he's also not playing the Chem Baron version. He's just playing the Rebel frontline. Double CC1 beats Binteum. Binteum is dead. It's not even like doubles playing anything crazy as well. Caretakers, immovable, piercing lotus with JG. I mean, it's solid combat, and he has Scuttle familiar, but there's nothing that's like making you think like, oh my god, that's like the most crazy combo ever. It's just a good board. There's something changed with Visionary. They buffed Malzahar, so the top end is better. He doesn't even have Malzahar though. I feel like without these combat augments, though, the board wouldn't be nearly as good. Well, that's the whole point, though, I think. Part of it is that you do take the combat augments to make it better. Unless you're saying, like, the combination of immovable object and piercing lotus is, like, what is like, actually making this comp good, as opposed to the comp actually being good. I'm pretty sure the comp is good, though. Like, no Chem Baron Visionaries. The issue is usually getting there. The only reason why I say that is because it's starting to separate itself from the pack and the data. I took a look at some of the stats today, and the trends would indicate that Visionaries are trending upwards. And people are finding more builds to make it good. I think part of it, I actually think that another element of it that people underrate is that Vex is better, making your early game more reliable.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
So that's another element. It's like very subtle things, but yeah. High five in Japan. Thank you, Mboshi. Margie. Uwu Topia. Thanks for the subs, guys. How you doing, Margie? It's also cheap. That is also true. The board is cheap. It's also cheap. But either way, I'm trying to just point out that observationally, or my observations right now, is that that comp is trending upwards. Visionary Elise. Okay. Precedent cooking a little bit.
I'm getting more dogged again.
That is cool. Oh my god. Wow. 9,001. Hawkins. 14 months. Share your energy. Elise. A million
Man,
stats.
I'm getting more dogged again.
Manazane. Visionary. Have fun in Japan. Maybe I'll even see you there. Sure. If you're a Frodan viewer, come and you see me in Japan, definitely stop me and say hi. Especially because I probably can't talk to many people in Japan because I don't really know Japanese. Honto desu ka? Case 2. Start taking items for Vi as well. Infinity Edge. Okay, put that on Jace. What do you put Morello on? Best Morello plier, unironically, might be Urgot. It's on Vi, okay, sure. She hits the whole row, right? She hits the whole row. Yeah, maybe just Vi. It might be an NA-1-2. Might be an NA-1-2. It might even be an NA-1-2-3. Answer beats double 61. It'd be an NA-1-2-3. Double is EMEA's last hope to stop it. Dishsoap won the game. So basically double is just play and see if it can get like a third. Going against Dishsoap, Dishsoap should win. This combo is so illegal. Wolf Familiars, Silvermere Dawn, Pit Fighters. How is this even remotely fair? This is just crazy. It's just crazy. My god. It's a Civica 1. A double loss for sure. So we guess we watched Spencer versus Precedent, see if this Tristana RNG with Fishbones was probably too bad, so we took it off and put it on Corky instead. Tristana stacks are at 55 right now. Ish. Visionary. Oh wow. It's a 1-2-3. The NA 1-2-3. Fishbones has been an Urgot. Well, no, he had it at the very beginning on Tristana for the stacks, but then he moved it off. What about Victor plus Silvermere Dawn? Well, the stats I think say that it's pretty good. I personally never tried it. But I imagine that it's probably fine. Because the idea is you get like the stuns. On paper, it actually sounds like a pretty good combo. I think in practice, it's one of those things where I think you're rarely in a spot to actually do it. and for it to make sense. Like, you're not taking Silvermere down on 2-1 and be like, oh, I'm Victor this game. Yeah, Dishsoap clears. It does work? Okay. Well, if it does work, then that sounds like a pretty good combo. But it's also one of those things where, okay, I just said it, but how can you load into the game and just be like, yeah, I'm Victor? On Artifact Anvil, you know? On Artifact Anvil, you're opening up this and you're like, yeah, you know what? Silvermere Dawn is good on Victor. Poro is so fat and ugly. Whoa, hey, stop being mean. Whoa, fat and ugly? Kind of messed up. You know, people who say that are either projecting or they are like way too skinny. And I don't know if you know these days, but we don't mind a little bit of fat. More to love. There's more to love. We got a sickness for thickness. It's all good. Are you reading the dev article? Oh yeah. Do you guys want to watch this game or do you want to read the dev articles? Can we pull it, Raptor? Can we pull it? I need to go to the bathroom. Pull it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. BRB.
Perhaps it's time for the era of the arcane. Wait, what? They remade the lobby? Looks like the lobby crashed. All right. People want to watch. Watching is winning the poll right now. Watching is winning the poll. Yeah. We'll read it. We'll read it. But we'll like watch one more. Then we can read it afterwards. For people who don't know what we're talking about, Riot released a dev learnings article. I just wait for the to be posted on Reddit. But they basically talk about like things that they learned about Set 13. And it's usually Mort typing a really long thing about it and talks about like the good, the bad, and the ugly. Although Riot actually has Xtina and a few other teammates also on there, so it's interesting stuff. So we're gonna do that. Oh, in the meantime, we never finished going through this short. So we have Zed. Someone said that this is Zeri. Okay, these are like in the new set. Mold Diver. Okay, who are these champions? Who are these champions? That looks like Graves. Who's this? Oh, is that that's Silas. He's got like the chains thing. Who's this? And who's this? Katarina? Shaco? Renata? This one I can't really tell. This one looks kind of weird.
It should be progress, not power and fear that leads Piltover into
Look
the
at
future.
its tail. Hold on. It won't pause correctly. A collie? Oh, there's a tail. There's a tail. Who has a tail? That looks like Shaco. Yeah, I agree. He looks like a clown. Clown shoes. That's my favorite term from fighting games.
When they don't say something's like a fiesta, they just call it clown shoes. I started picking up some terms from Street Fighter. Nico? Oh, I can see it. Yeah, Nico jumps up and down. I kind of like the music. I kind of like the music. I don't mind. Gold subscription. You know what it is? I'm just ready for new content. I'm ready to complain about new things. Don't you guys think that the complaint meta is kind of stale at this point? Like 6 costs, Warwick's hunger. What else? What else is there? Hem Baron. It's just all so tired. Just one more week. If you guys don't have a reason to watch World Championship, 16 gold. The one reason you should watch it is because they usually leak a bunch of new details with the set at the World Championship. So you guys should definitely tune in then. How long is World? Just 3 days, yeah. Frodan looking up Aurora for research. Yes, because someone said that looked like Aurora, so I need to have a reference image. Because I played TFT, and Aurora was not in TFT yet, which is actually kind of wild, because shouldn't Aurora have been in set 12? All that shimmers into Gambler's Blade, okay. Shouldn't Aurora have been in set 12? It feels like that witch hat was like a slam dunk. I don't even know what happened there. Quick Striker +1 for... Dude, the Koreans love Quick Strikers, man. There's like a 50% chance every lobby has a Korean player rerolling Quick Strikers. I mean, it's a good comp for sure. That's part of it, but it just feels like it's an disproportionate amount of Koreans that are going for Quick Strikers. She came out as it released. It was like a little bit too late. It feels like they should line it up better timing wise. Maybe the plan was to have it, but then League of Legends is on League of Legends side. They delayed it because they knew when TFT was going to release and they just couldn't make it sync up. That feels like a missed opportunity though. What are the academy items? Good question. Adaptive, DB, and Nashers. Do you play Tekken? No, I don't play much Tekken. Tekken's another fighting game I've never really tried to actually play. Just Street Fighter and anime fighters. I'm very excited for 2XKO. Whenever it releases. An update came out and it's like basically they're pushing back expected timelines on things. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I already said that even if 2XKO is not like this huge fighting game or like whatever, like this big esport thing, I'm probably gonna play a lot of it. I just really enjoy that style of gameplay a lot. I don't care. I'm not chasing trends. I'm just trying to chase games that I like to play. It looks like another set where it's gonna take me 17 years to figure out which unit is which from a skins perspective. True. Sometimes they go a little crazy on like the themes and it just becomes like a mishmash. Shout out to Warwick and Twitch from set 12. You guys remember that? TFT set 12. I'm trying to look at the image of it. Dude, these two units were the same. To me. TFT set 12. Like you see this image? This was Warwick and this was Twitch. They just... And when you roll down for them, they look like the same exact unit. Lilia and Seraphine. Pink fairy girl with green hair. it's like it just looked like the same thing. That visual clarity was very much lacking last set. I couldn't tell the difference at all. All right. So we have Worth the Wait into Morgana. That's quite good. Assuming you can get the items for it. We got Ezreal Tempo. What doesn't kill you? Pumping up. Build different. And then Epoch. Amber's Blade. So with the Vlad 2 looking good for Sorks. Ooh, early vibe for build different, and the gold subscription is solid because with build different, you just want that gold to hit a bunch of 4 costs and some 5 costs. What was the general opinion on charms? I think a lot of people felt like charms was a great mechanic, and it was a hard mechanic to learn at first, but the more you play it, the more you loved it. I think some people thought some late game charms were too impactful. There was one late game charm that basically had Mel's life-saving mechanic. It was called Desperate Play. And so if you would die, it would save you. And some people thought like those kinds of late game charms were too BS. And then there were like a bunch of other similar late game charms that were extremely powerful. So there were some that would give you like a straight up golem with like a ton of HP and would swing fights, or a dragon, and other people would get, you know, a free item remover or something like that. But the swings on charms are like pretty severe, but charms is a really good mechanic. Oh, and Xerath, yeah, and Xerath. What I really liked about charms is that it really made you think about your shops very thoughtfully. Like every other shop having charms was like, well, do I roll for the charm? Do I just take this? Because once you buy a charm, you don't get another charm. Do I buy this charm? Do I roll for another charm? Do I save gold? If I do take this charm and it's like an impactful charm, is it worth the gold to even buy a charm? That kind of thing. It's like, it's good stuff. But I do think that it's like one of those things where some people are not trying to like hard sweat TFT, so it might not be everyone's favorite mechanic. Also, early game variants on charms is a pretty big deal. People never talked about it very much, but there was a charm at the beginning of the game. You would always get a charm at 2-1, and at 2-1 there was a charm that said reroll your shop for free but with all 1 costs, and that could single-handedly decide whether or not you win stage 2, because your 1 cost pairs would upgrade and other people would not. And it was a really big deal, because you could also get another charm that said just know your next opponent, and that kind of trade-off is pretty severe. Another Vlad 2. A lot of people upgrading their 2-star 2 costs. Ironbog lost to Dishsoap. What doesn't kill you? Kevin Parker. One thing I liked about charms is it made rolling early more worth if you played for win streak. Yes, exactly. It was like one of the few times that rolling on stage 2 felt like not only a good decision, but something that you did regularly if you understood your spot. And I think that in general, TFT does have like this very slow build-up process where it feels like stage 2 you're not often doing that much with your gold. It's like kind of sad that it feels like it's almost always incorrect to ever roll on stage 2. It feels often just incorrect to roll until 3-2, and even then rolling on 3-2 can feel bad. It's definitely like something that I hope that they can break the mold on one day. Because it feels silly when it feels like strictly correct to do that. The only time it's not, it's fine to do that is if you have like an augment that makes sense to reroll, like trade sector, and you're rolling for like something low, or you're like rolling for like a cash out mechanic or something like that. Like you're rolling on stage 2 because you have to roll for Chem Baron because you're playing for checkmate. All right. Take a look at Spencer. 1 buff, 2 buff, calculate enhancement, or coordination. Well, coordination is probably the safest option. Calculate enhancement actually works with Academy fairly well because you play like the Sentinels in the front, carries in the back. Okay. Bulky buddies for press events. Playing also Academy. He has Deathblade. Deathblade is a Academy item. 2 Academy. It feels hard to design decisions for stage 2 that don't create game sabotaging knock-on effects for later stages. Yeah, it's true. Part of it is that like if you make early game too dynamic, then it swings games pretty heavily. I mean, I do also believe that TFT is a little bit too slow of a game. As in, I think TFT could be a faster paced game. If we could be very honest, I know it's weird for continuity, but like if they cut 1 round out from stage 2, would that be a big deal? Let's say that everything else holds the same. Like let's say you'll make them on the same amount of gold. Not that they cut it out and do nothing, but let's say they adjust it so that you get the same amount of gold, streak's still worth the same, so on and so forth. But I feel like if they could do that, it wouldn't be that much of a miss because stage 2 is pretty much just setting the stage for stage 3. They could also cut like a creep round and probably also be fine. Like they don't need to make 2 rounds of stage 1. Like I think they could do stuff like that. I understand that it's important because like TFT is not about a game where it's like constantly about, you know, frenetic pacing of multitasking and doing other stuff like that. But I do think games are too long. Play hyper roll. Oh, I'm just saying games are a little bit too long. I'm not saying that I want games to be 20 minutes to 35 minutes. I want it to just be a few minutes shorter. Oran, I ordered McDonald's, so I need to open my windows. Oh, I see. You should definitely warn your neighbors before you eat McDonald's and open your windows. I feel like that's a biohazard in some states. Executioner's Chainblade. He's at 300. He's at 44. You can skip. Ooh. Okay, so how far can we go? 5 Chem Baron, 385, 455, 525. So he needs to lose 3 more. Sorry, 5. Yeah, 525. So he needs to lose 3 more. Can he go for more is what I want to know. 525 is 5 shimmer short of 600 though. If he hits Savika, he leveled to 8. Wait, what if he wins this fight? Nah, he doesn't win. He's got at least... This least is not that good, right? He's just gonna kill some units here. Nah, he's good. He's good. Good loss. Good loss. Right? Oh. Did I at least cast it again? Okay. It would have been a win. That's a good loss. 38. Ah, wrong 5 cost. Let's say he takes a loss like that again. He goes down to like 30, 33, 32, 31, goes up to 33. He could go for 600. What do I get for dinner? I don't know. McDonald's? Okay, don't do that. Just not McDonald's. I approve. Why don't you go for the alt McDonald's? Chick-fil-A. Okay, Morgana 3 from Darth looking good. Damn, Precedent loses his streak. Defense are looking pretty good so far. I mean, Precedent... Is Precedent committed to this? Or is he willing to play anything else? What's wrong with McDonald's? Oh, nothing, I guess, as far as I know. I don't know, maybe you want to boycott McDonald's for whatever reason. But McDonald's, last time I had it, gave me some digestion issues. And it's not something I want to talk about for very long, but I have to say that it was not the best smelling room of my stream office. Because I hadn't had McDonald's for years, and I don't think my stomach processed it very well. And I had to open my doors and windows a few times while I was streaming. It was not great. That's real too. No Corky, no Jace. He's stopping at 47. Interesting. I think he wants to see if he can slow roll. I think he's transitioning to AD Emissary potentially. He has Tristana, Garen, and he has Mbessa, but he doesn't have like the best items for that either. Are you sure it wasn't Taco Bell? Oh, I was pretty sure. Hey, Kevin Parker. Silco 2, by the way. He rolled until Silco 2. Oh. Another good loss. Okay, he probably is going to cash out, but he actually could go for 600. Oh, Unlikely Duo. Oh, you go Unlikely Duo, and then you go 600. Unlikely Duo 600. Yes. Yes, Unlikely Duo 600. Amazing. Now he gets 90. He actually could go for 7. He actually could go for 7. Because it goes 525 into 615, and then 615 into 705. If he takes a good enough loss, actually he should be able to get there. He should be able to get there because stage 4 you only take 8 damage. And so for him to take 24 damage, with him to be taking a 6-unit loss twice. Oh, no, sorry, I can't do math. Oh, it'd be a 4-unit loss twice. Okay, maybe. He's slamming before the fight starts. Oh. His opponent has Silco 1. If he wins, is that an utter disaster? Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Good loss. Good loss. 11 healed to 13. Okay. He could skip again. He could skip again. Just saying. He's at 13. He could skip again. Oh, Kevin, why? We were right there. We were right there. Dude, 13 is infinite. You had so much HP. Oh, man. Yeah, you know what? It's time to read the Dev Learnings article. These players are bedge. These players are bedge. No, it's not. I mean, honestly, 600 is pretty cool. 600 is pretty cool. He just doesn't want to look stupid if he died. But he actually had the 700. He actually had the 700. With 700 cash give, he can give it like Silco 3 and a bunch of perfected items. He already won the game at 600. He already won the game at 600. I'm not putting him in my pick'ems. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure this should convince you to put him in your pick'ems because he's willing to actually take the 100% guaranteed line. I think the only way he doesn't actually win the game is if he clicks Save Shimmer. If he actually clicked Say that, Shimmer. That's like the only way it's not guaranteed 100% win. I cashed out 600 and took a top 2 to Malzahar 3. Well, I don't think anyone's gonna go for a 3-star 5 cost. No one's in a position to do that right now, I think. Jinx 2. Mordekaiser. Oh. Usually you play Mordekaiser for the Dominator, but he probably doesn't care. Oh, he's going for Silco 3. Okay. I mean, I don't even know if we need to necessarily watch it. Oh, he can't go for Silco 3 because BO just needs to find one more Silco and denies him. Well, BO is in big trouble. Binteum. Double Quake Striker. Is he playing 5? I think Binteum's playing 5 Quake Striker. BO's dead. Yeah, BO's very dead. He actually might even die before he hits Binteum because he's stuck on 1 stars. Wins this fight though. Ironbog, built different. Unfortunately, running into some crazy walls. What's he gonna pick here? Doesn't even really matter very much, right? He got mini-me's on Twitch. Infectious Anomaly. Dual wielding for Jace. Looks perfectly fine to me. Get Jace items. Although, are there any bad Jace items? Red buff. Yeesh. But he does have... Oh, he doesn't have a Reforger. Yeah. TF3. Anomaly on Prismatic entrance. Darth noob. Who's this anomaly on? Wait, what? Who's this anomaly on? Oh, did he take calling card? I think he took calling card. Wait, did he? Oh. Wait, what? He must have done something and sold the unit. Into the unknown. Maybe dual wielding. Into the unknown on Morgana. Oh. Oh. That's kind of cool. Calling card Renata? No, it's not because he has a visionary emblem from this. So he doesn't have 2 visionary emblems. I was thinking dual wielding and he sold it. Calling card, but he already has a visionary +1. And it might be Into the Unknown where Morgana disappears and comes back, but he probably put like the Morgana on his bench. Fortnite. Fortified. Sorry, not Fortnite. And then share your energy. All right, let's see it. Let's see it. Binteum. Actually, how is Kevin Parker doing? Is he farming infinites yet? He's at 5 Savikas, 7 Silcos, waiting for B to die. Precedent also in a tough spot. HP wise. Going up against Kevin Parker, that should be a loss. I need to keep an eye out on Darth and see how well he's doing with I'm assuming it's Into the Unknown. If it's dual wielding, which doesn't look correct based off the item count, I'd be surprised. I think Into the Unknown comes next turn, right? He basically played 2 fights without it. TF3, not enough. Ironbog hangs. Yo, Into the Unknown is back. Oh, it's on Malzahar. And he hit Malzahar too. Whoa. Okay. Okay. I was not expecting that. JG Guardbreaker. Yo. Holy cow. Okay, the problem is that there's still the Chem Baron player. But this is woke. This is pretty woke. Imagine you get the 6 cost to buff the Malzahar as well. Dramatic entrance. A lot of units leaving and coming back. Dude, Malzahar is doing a ton of damage. Wow. Jeez. Okay. Okay, BO's dead, so Kevin Parker can now roll for Soko 3. You can make it up to me, Kevin, by printing multiple 3-star or 5 costs. You can make it up to me, man. I'm gonna stop here. He's slow rolling. He's slow rolling. But for Jinx 3, yeah. Okay, he's healed all the way back up to 23. If he lost like that 12 HP or whatever, he'd be at 11 HP. By the end of stage 5, he would even farm back up to 2 lives with 700. Just want to point that out. Binteum is dead. For sure. This is so much gold that's printing. So much gold that it's printing. So rolling on 10. I mean, that's just the optimal way to maximize your gold for 3-star everything. Is correct. Excuse me. Sadly, I think Into the Unknown for Darth is going to cost him because I think he lost HP in a game where he needs to preserve it. I would say that in general right now, there's going to be basically 1 or 2 people per lobby minimum contesting Chem Baron at Worlds. So I think unfortunately it means that a lot of the cool like delayed payoff stuff might have to take a backseat for this patch because you might take too much damage in the process of trying to get to it. Okay, 2 Sadiqas off, 1 Silco off. Okay, holds the Mord. Okay, as soon as he hits Soko 3 or whatever, he definitely should not do the thing where he's keeping a bunch of Chem Barons. It doesn't need to keep on the board. Like when you have perfected Chainblade and all this stuff, you can just like sell Singe and Smeech and things like that. But my god, he's printing so much gold. How's Precedent doing? Precedent, Jace 2, 6 Sentinel. Beating Ironbog. Where is he? It's close. Oh my god. Dang. Kevin Parker hit Silco 3. Savika, 1 off Savika. Ward. Sure, you can make that. You can make that. Oh. Caitlyn's actually a funny 5 cost to roll for because nobody wants Caitlyn. Okay. I mean, I think now he can start taking out some Chem Barons. Like, I think he can take out, like, Smeech and Singe and start chasing the others as well. Can you show Pressman's board?
Oh, wait, what's Frodan doing?
Pressman's playing 6 Sentinel and Academy. Paranoid, thanks for the raid. Appreciate you, man. Just roll down, bro. I mean, that's what he's doing. How much gold is he printing a turn? 32 to 65. Yeah, he could roll down more. He could roll down more. He's not missing any interest. Spencer 5th, Precedent 6th. Dishsoap holding strong. Early tempo is king. He's cashing out. Just sell your non-Chem Barons. Just sell your non-Chem Barons. You don't even need it. Yeah, just sell like Singed. Skip the Mord. He's doing the right thing now. He's just like ditching all the things he doesn't need. He's doing it. This is what scrims are all about. Practicing your 3-star 5 cost. Optimizing your 3-star 5 cost. Gold subscription again. Oh my god. The thing is, are there actually any rebels left? Isn't someone? Oh no, I think Precedent died. Okay, let's be real. You could actually no, you can sell Elise. You can sell Elise. There it is. Jinx 3. Miss Caitlyn 4. Jinx immediately casts, and then, ooh, a boom! Wow, that takes a long time, actually. Darth, negative 17. Dishsoap and Ironbog are just playing for second. And Ironbog might be getting second here. He's going for Twitch 3. A very humble Twitch 3. Okay. One off Mord. One off Rumble. By all the 5 costs. There it is. Rumble 3. Dude, Malzahar 3. Okay, just sell all your Chem Barons. Who cares now at this point? You have multiple 3-stars. Sell the Silco. Sell the Silco. He's he wants the Savika for the gold. He wants the Savika for the gold. My god. Okay, isn't playing Jinx actually kind of whisk though? Because he's farming less gold. Like, he kind of wants this Savika for the actual gold value. Junkyard Titan. Wait, what? I've never seen that actually. An upgrade for Rumble? Whoa! It upgrades everything to 1600. What the? 90% durability. He takes 10% damage. It unlocks every upgrade. Yeah, that looks crazy. Ironbog for Dishsoap for second place. I mean, who cares about the second place? And at least let's just see these things explode again. More 3. Malzahar cast on the entire board. Rumble couldn't even cast. Dishsoap. Oh. All right. And Ironbog can now FF. I actually think Kevin Parker could have maybe even chased 3-star 6 cost this game. How do we get to this board state? It's you get there through the perfected Executioner Chainblade, and you print a bunch of gold, and then you